Ladies and gentlemen, it is so good to be back in here with you all tonight. First and foremost, I have to give a huge shout out to all of our new channel members. By contributing to a membership, it enables me to do more things and to bring a better broadcast to you. This is Truth coming live from the great state of Texas. Wherever you are, I hope that you've had a great day, a great evening. Me and my fried edges are back. Pray for my fried edges. Today's been a bad day for us. I still refuse to see the barber. The dust in me remains to that extent. My apologies. We're going to have to try and work on it one day. We're making progress, though. One day, I'm almost there. Huge shout out to Melinda, 1973. Almost butchered your name. I'm sorry, Melinda. Huge shout out to Mimi Adams, who's making a pot of coffee right now. Huge shout out for your new channel membership. And last but not least, we have Nab, the new channel member. I think there was one more. If I missed the other new channel member, you'll have to forgive me. The chat won't let me scroll up to it. A lot of new viewers tonight. If you are new to the channel, my name is Truth. I don't usually begin talking about our serious topics of discussion until around the 15-10 minute mark because we like for the views to get a little bit higher. I want to give a huge shout out to everybody that's been watching and subscribing lately. We've had a lot of traction. As much as I hate to admit it here on The Honest Truth, I have to tell the truth. When you put Kevin Samuel's name in the title, you tend to have more viewers, whether that be haters or positive people. There are more viewers nonetheless. Unfortunately, we have to pay credit where credit's due. Hello, Tasha Fierce. Hello, Kina. Hello, Logical Black Woman. Hello, Magnificent One. Magnificent One, I'll make sure to make you a moderator right now. Forgive me. Give me 1 second. We'll make you a moderator. Great stream we have planned today, ladies and gentlemen. Nav says he is ready. I'm ready as well, Nav. I am ready. I am in my shirt. The haters are going to say, oh, look, he's trying to emulate Kevin. There he goes, trying to be like the Godfather. No, I have a job, believe it or not. I do have a job. Um, and for my job, I'm required to dress business. All right. So that's why I'm wearing my shirt. In an effort to bring more content to you, I had to rapidly research, and I've been really busy with this new job. All right. So that's why I'm wearing a shirt. I'm not trying to be like your fraud father. Okay. Just relax. I'm not trying to be like the fraud father, logical black woman with the clutch channel membership. Huge shout out to all the channel members. We have some content that's coming to the channel members specifically. It's going to be here soon. Let's not delay. Let's go ahead and get right into this. Hello, Beijik. Always good to see Beijik in the building. Hello, Jason Allen. Hello, peeps, he says. Hello, Living Homes. Jedi Mike in the building. Jojo wants says this is a nice shirt. Thank you. I really like the collar, Jojo. The collar's a cool part here. It's got like a little Burberry embroidery type pattern going on. Hello, ASC. I see you. Let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. Why did I go ahead and title this what I titled it? You know, it's somewhat of an ironic title, right? And before I had the unmarried marriage counselor, I decided to change it to the divorced marriage counselor because I think it'll stick out a little bit more. And you know, let's be honest, it's the truth. Now, I want to go ahead and preface this message with a message. I want to preface this message with a message. Okay, listen. I hold nothing against divorces and the intricacies that relationships can have. All right. By the way, this won't be as long of a stream today. In an effort to bring you more content, I don't have as much time to plan for some of these streams, and so it might not be as long. 6 hours later, right? People change and things happen. But what I do have a problem with, what I do have a problem with, is people teaching other people to do something that they themselves had not even done correctly. I have a problem with Kevin Samuels being a marriage counselor after failing two marriages. Now, we have some comparisons that we're going to make later on in the stream, and I'll elaborate on some of the false equivalencies that the men of the manosphere, black men, whatever they might be, tend to bring up in rebutting arguments against what I'm going to say here. I'm going to dismantle them all as soon as we get to certain parts of the live stream. I've thought about them, and they're tired, worn out points that they always bring up, and I figured it out by now. I figured it out. All right. I figured it out. I liken this to a bus driver, right? So Kevin Samuels is a bus driver. All right. We're going to dive right in. We're diving in today. We're diving in tonight. He's trying to teach a NASCAR driver how to drive a NASCAR. Okay, so imagine a bus driver walking up to the pit crew, to Jeff Gordon's pit team, and Jeff Gordon pulls in a race, and the bus driver says, "You know what? That turn over there, you need to go ahead and do that a little bit different, right?" Jeff Gordon looks at the bus driver and says, and what credentials do you have to tell me, the person driving the car at a higher level than you could ever imagine, how to handle this vehicle? In reality, they don't have any credentials, right? It wouldn't make sense. That would be like someone failing medical school, walking into the hospital in doctor scrubs, then proceeding to walk into the emergency room to perform surgery. This is how asinine this is. Now, I want you to all answer the question for me. If a doctor walked in, or a pre med student walked in, or whatever it might be, student walked in after failing their doctor's test, after failing the license to become a licensed practicing doctor, would you allow them to perform surgery on you? I think everybody in their right mind would not feel comfortable with a doctor performing surgery on them who didn't have the credentials to actually perform the surgery or pass the test. Okay. That's the truth. Manosphere men and us alike. We can all agree to that. Maybe they won't. I'm sure you have some of the pookies out there say, "Well, man, I really wouldn't care, to be honest, bro. I would just have to feel him out, and if he's good for it, he's good for it. You save a little bit of money when you go into the doctor, so they don't have the right." Yeah. All right. Spare me. Spare me. Spare me. Okay. I wouldn't feel comfortable having the surgery done. I wouldn't feel comfortable. Angela, I'm going to address the Steve Harvey thing later on in the stream. I'm glad you brought up that comment because they always bring up Steve Harvey in relation to what I'm about to say now. All right. They always bring up Steve Harvey. I'm going to show you exactly why it's no comparison between the two. I researched that just because I knew that they were going to bring up the Steve Harvey thing. Well, black women always listening to Steve Harvey. Black women's always. Yeah, I thought about that. So we'll talk about that later. Shot says a bus driver could give a NASCAR driver directions from A to B that a NASCAR driver could follow, even though the vehicles are different. Shot. So what you're saying is that a NASCAR driver could give very simplified, dumbed down, common sense directions to. I'm sorry, a bus driver could give very dumbed down, common sense directions to a NASCAR driver. Is what you're saying. And essentially, directions that a 5-year-old kid could give a NASCAR driver in that case, how to get from A to B. All right. How to get from A to B. That comment doesn't really apply here. All right. Peace, THT, says Blacklight Revelations. Hello, Laura Guerra. Hello, Bell Fam. She said, nope. No, I wouldn't allow the surgery to be performed on me. That's a definite no. It's definite no. Let's continue here. Continue here. This is going to be a good one today. It just doesn't make sense. Now, Kevin loves to say that because he was previously married, that he can speak on marriage and counsel others. All right. Because he was previously married, he can speak on marriage and counsel others. All right. Because I used to play basketball in the 4th grade, I can tell NBA players how to appropriately drive the ball to the lane. All right, cool. Cool. For all sports fans out there, they'll remember the name Jamarcus Russell. Jamarcus Russell is significant because he set high school records in football as well as LSU. I think he went to LSU. He even went on to be the number 1 draft pick in the NFL. Right. On outward appearances, Russell, a 6'5", well-built, arm cannon football playing stud, appeared to be an uncontested rookie of the year in his first year in the NFL. Until he started playing. You see, when Jamarcus Russell started playing, everything that he had done beforehand suddenly faded away because when it came time to perform under the Sunday night, Monday night, Friday night lights of the National Football League on the highest stadium performance that anybody could ever play on, Jamarcus Russell failed to perform. So everything that Jamarcus Russell had done beforehand did not matter in relation to the present time moment. I have to explain this before we get deep into this message. Hello, everybody that's just not joining. This will be a quick live. We'll open up the panel in about 25 to 30 minutes, so this will be a little bit quicker. All right? Jamarcus Russell was a complete failure after setting records, high amount of YouTube videos in high school. After setting records over almost 1 million subscribers, the highest in the Manosphere, records. After setting records, almost 500,000 views per video, records in high school. All those records at the end of the day meant absolutely nothing because the substance of Jamarcus Russell was not able to perform at the level that he had likened his greatness or records to. All right, let's continue. Hang with me. So let's talk about this really quickly. Kevin Samuels is being paid to talk about marriage. Okay, after failing marriage. Okay, he's made a ton of money. He's being paid to talk about the very thing that he's failed at. Now, just like Jamarcus Russell, Kevin Samuels is not bringing the proof to the pudding. Okay, why am I saying this? All right, I'm saying this, and we'll get into later why I'm saying this. I can't give it all right now. I can't give it all right now. Just know that after so long, if you don't have the game to back up what you're talking, then typically you're removed from the game. Okay, why haven't black men or the Manosphere in general removed Kevin Samuels from the game? Let's continue. You see, one of the most interesting facets about the followers of Kevin Samuels and his cohorts is the mind numbing levels of cognitive dissonance that they exude. I've heard for years, now let's talk about the Steve Harvey situation. I've heard for years black men talking down on Steve Harvey for pandering to women since he had been divorced multiple times. All right. Since he became a stepfather to the infamous Lori Harvey, the advice that he gave women was null and void because they claimed his past contradicted his present day marriage, right? So Steve Harvey has been divorced, I think, 2 times, right? He's remarried, yada yada yada. All right. Now, get this. Kevin Samuels is also a multiple divorced man who was a stepfather or actual father. We don't actually know. However, instead of speaking to women, he's speaking to men. Okay. So a bit of a difference. Simply put, Kevin Samuels and Steve Harvey are one and the same, literally. But somehow they've given Kevin a pass. This is contradictory. By their own reasoning, Kevin Samuels should be excluded from giving advice as well. Okay? You can't it's like you can't go against God but be with Jesus. That doesn't make sense. All right? They're literally one and the same. They just talk to different demographics, except they're not. We'll explain that in a second. But you know what? I think the biggest reason I would support Steve Harvey, even if Harvey wasn't happily married to this day, one of the biggest differences, Harvey's married, Kevin's not, is the fact that he did not let his divorce, Steve Harvey, that is, let him turn him into an asshole. All right. He's a balanced, highly successful, far more than Kevin Samuels ever will be, black man that holds no grudge, resentment, or ill will towards women in his life. That alone, in my opinion, is worth enough for me to support Steve Harvey. You see, hurt people, and angry people bring other people's emotional states down because misery loves company. And Kevin Samuels is a miserable person, as is everybody in his chat. Okay. It's the reason why they always go and try and demonize, admonish, hurt, just whatever they might be in the chat room. They're just evil people. They're sad. They're miserable people. All right. It's the reason why you hear men of the manosphere talk with the visceral hatred and shrewd evilness in their tone. They seek to destroy the confidence of women. It will not rest until women are just as miserable as they are. If it's one thing Kevin Samuels hates, it's a woman who has self-confidence. God forbid a woman, a minority woman at that, have self-confidence. God forbid. All right. Her misery will be compounded, and his misery will be compounded in the upcoming years of his latter life, as will his followers. I'm telling you right now, women and black women specifically, divest, avoid the dust bunnies, and continue to live your best life, my sisters. You owe them nothing, just as they continue to this day give you absolutely nothing. A few more facts of comparisons before we move on. All right. Welcome to everybody that's just now joining. I'll read the comments in a bit. Kevin isn't married, nor with any biological children of his own. Will Steve Harvey is married with multiple children, currently has males that will carry on his legacy and his name. All right. So black men, you tell me who's really the better candidate to give marriage advice in this case. The one that you hate, who's still married, who has children, who's more highly successful, and who has a better outward appearance and lifestyle and quality of life than Kevin Samuels, or Kevin Samuels, the one who is childless, who is alone, who is nowhere near, nor will ever be anywhere as successful as Steve Harvey, right? You tell me who's the better candidate to give marriage advice in this case. Steve Harvey always pandering to black women. But Steve Harvey's married. Hmm, I don't know. You see, when Steve gets old and begins to wither, he has a wife, children, grandchildren, and another family by his side. What will Kevin have? What will your leader have? In our last stream, we spoke about Kevin too will die alone, and he will. He will die alone. Steve has the sons to carry his name. He's built a legacy for himself. But yet they celebrate the man who's alone, who has no heir, no family, and demonize the man who's married with a happily married wife and a happy family. Huh. I know Kevin Samuels always speaks about the ability for men to have children past 50 because they stay fertile for longer. But realistically, how many men do you know? How many of your fellow brethren have you met that have conceived children well into their 50s? I say well into their 50s because Kevin Samuels is still single. Unless he plans on adopting children in the next year or so, the process to meet, vet, conceive with the woman could take years. Precious years that a man in his 50s is running short on. All right. We will talk about the wall for black men in the future live stream, by the way. All right. I want to ask all my black male simpletons a serious question. How did a man who failed to have a successful marriage twice become a mainstream marriage/dating counselor for you? Once again, I'm not knocking anyone for divorce. I understand divorce happens. I get that. Life happens. But when we're talking about somebody who has failed at something and still being praised for something, that's what I have a problem with. All right. I'm just pointing out the Tyrannosaurus Rex in the room that simply should not be there. Out of anything that Kevin Samuels could be advising on YouTube, he chose the one thing that he failed at. He's not talking about how to go to school and get a computer science degree, which he has, or a computer engineering degree. He's not talking actively about how to be a better dresser and things of that nature. Ultimately, I think he tried. He failed at that as well. He's talking about the only thing that he actually has publicly failed at multiple times. And if you watch my video, is Kevin Samuels a high value man? We exposed that he was a failed image consultant, whatever the hell that is, anyways. All right. Logical Black Woman says he doesn't have a degree. She says he dropped out. I think I've heard him say that he has some kind of master's in computer engineering. I think. I don't know. The red line says, Len says, I think they praise him for being verbose in his delivery. Uh, yeah, I mean, being able to speak well and eloquently only means so much, right? Just because you can speak well doesn't mean that the substance of what you're speaking has any worth or value to it. Okay, you could be saying beautiful nothings, right? Say no to struggle, love sex. Kevin will have his boot collections. Absolutely. I'm a high value man. I got $20,000 boots. I got $20,000 boots. Okay. Agent Marie says they'll say a black woman who's fit, nice, no kids, young, natural body, natural hair, doesn't deserve a high value man and just to settle. Right. Right. Taylor B says Kevin will be in the casket with his kitten heels. Absolutely. And prune juice. Tay Ashley says share the stream. Make sure you like the stream on your way in, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you like the stream on your way in. I would appreciate it. Magnificent One says dust. Magnificent One, let me go ahead and make you a mod really quickly. If you would like to be a channel mod, make sure you leave a comment as well below. I'll try and have a couple of people who are mods promoted to mods. Thank you all the moderators who are doing a good job. Thank you all the channel members. Thank you for all the contributors last stream. If you contributed or donated to the channel, I do really appreciate that. Helps get our message out. I'll drop the links if you would like to contribute or donate. Feel free. You are not obligated, nor do you have to. However, if you want to, I am not going to stop you, and I would thank you. So thank you so much. Here are the links to donate. This is the PayPal and the Cash App. Whatever way is more convenient for you, you are more than welcome. All right, let us continue here. Read a couple more comments. Let me go ahead and promote you really quickly. Magnificent One. She's been waiting for a while. Forgive me, y'all. Forgive me. This is bad radio right here. This is bad radio. This is bad streaming. 73 people watching. It's so good to have all of you in here. We're getting ready to proceed. All right, let me find you, Magnificent One. There you are. I found you, Magnificent One. You are now a moderator. Let us continue. Let us proceed. Kina says, I volunteer. Sure, Kina. Let me go ahead and moderate you really quickly. If you're just now joining, once again, make sure that you like the video on your way in. Donate to the tip jar. It is much appreciated. I hate to ask so much, but y'all have been generous. I hate to ask so much. but y'all have been generous. Kina, let me get you moderated really quickly. And I'm getting back to it, guys. 10 more seconds. 10 more seconds. Also, I do have and let me know if y'all are interested. I do have the Discord link. I don't know how to work Discord. So my thing is, I guess you could just get in there and kind of talk. And so when we go offline, if you like a place where you can just chill and hang out with members of our community, then hop into the Discord. Let me get that link for you really quickly. Did start it. I have no idea how to work it. This is how I know I'm turning into a boomer. I was like, okay, so what do I do now? I have no idea. Thank you so much, Melinda, for the $25 donation. Just saw it. I believe Melinda is actually one of the channel members as well. She just joined. $25 donation from Melinda. Thank you so much. You directly help keep the message and the show on the air. Here is this Discord link. I'm putting it in the chat. I promise I'm getting back to our speaking points right now. You're like, truth, come on, man. Get with the truth. Here we go. Here we go. Melinda with the $25 super chat. All right. And yes, Magnificent One is right. Let us continue. I often speak about my failed rap career, okay? I used to rap. I like rap. I still do like rap, right? I do. There's a lot of aspects I don't like about rap. We talked about that before. I'll never be a rapper, all right? So for me to get on YouTube and advise people how to record or how to get a record deal would be preposterous, right? Because I've never had a record deal. Okay, so I can't hop on YouTube and be like, hey, man, yeah, I got a microphone. Just because I got a microphone and a headset and I got some beats, I can teach you how to become a millionaire in the rap game. That would be foolish because I haven't become a millionaire in the rap game. I have a lot of messages popping up in this little Discord thing. Apparently, it's running in the background. So everybody that's getting on the Discord, thank you. We'll chat afterwards. So that would be stupid, okay? Quite simply put. Now, I made a video showing the true nature of Kevin Samuel's image consulting business. We took a long, scrupulous look at his non-existent clientele, as well as his website, which wasn't maintained, nor even had the proper security measures to ensure that if you send a donation via the website portal or your credit card, that your information wouldn't be leaked because it's non-secured, all right? So this high-value man essentially has a non-secured website. You can get a website secured with bit encryption for around $100 a year, all right? It's not that cheap. Sometimes as low as $50. He doesn't even have a secure website to do transactions on. This is Kevin. If you want to know more about that, watch the video. It's Kevin Samuels, a high value man, exposing Kevin Samuels. I don't know what the name of it is. Now, let's talk about a pretty clear-cut idea here. Mocha Mommy with the 99-cent super sticker. Thank you so much, Mocha Mommy, for all of your donations. Let's talk about a pretty clear-cut idea here, okay? I want you to walk up to any young black man and ask him who his role model is. I'm willing to bet more often than not it's likely a rapper or an athlete. Stick with me here and why I'm proving this point. It's important. Stick with me here. My computer is like struggling. This Discord is destroying my computer right now. I'm not on my new computer. I need to switch. More often than not, it won't be an astronaut. It won't be a MediaTek mobile. All right. The reason for this is because, by and large, black men have not instilled positive intellectual role models into their community, nor have they ever praised them. And we're talking about post-1960s black men here, all right? After the real men, unfortunately, were all killed off. Following the decade of the 60s, rap music became black men's main vice, and the degeneracy grew to monumental levels. Crime became rampant, whilst gangs and drugs filled up the neighborhoods, thus branding black men as the most violent, criminal, and least economically resourceful males in all of America. Traits that we still see in the community today. Not only what we and what I see as a black male, but what other races of men see as well. Now, you might believe that I'm biased, right? Oh, there goes truth lying. Pandering. You might believe that I'm biased. So I'm going to present to you, in the words of a Mexican man who is a part of the Black Manosphere, what he thinks of black men. All right? Straight from the horse's mouth. I'll let you know what the Mexican community, out of the mouths of a Mexican man, thinks about black men. I was on a live stream panel yesterday on Grandmaster Troll's channel. He had some members of the Manosphere there. They were defending their fraud father. They were defending their godfather religiously. And a Mexican man took the panel, and I don't think he knew exactly what he was saying when he said it, but he said something that's so destructive against their cause. And I think the reaction is even worse than what he said. Let's get into this really quickly. The hypocrisies of Kevin Samuels, Kevin Scamiels, Tevin Wamiels, and his followers. Because make no mistake about it, Kevin's appeals to other races of men who have taken up the plight of self defense against the destructive, quote unquote, black women that they always fight. Most other races of men haven't fallen for the trap, but a few have. And tonight we have an example of that. I want you to watch this clip. I want you to watch this clip and watch how telling this is. I couldn't make this up if I tried. And I'm glad that he said this because the words that he said are the same. They mirror the exact sentiment of everything that I say on this channel. Yet they'll demonize me, but watch how the black man treated a Mexican man that said the same thing that I say on this channel. This is going to blow you away. This is going to blow you away. I couldn't believe this when I heard it. I can barely believe it now. But what I still can't believe is the reaction. It's even worse than the actual statement. Let's transfer over to this stream. I'm going to show you this. This is incredible. This is absolutely incredible. I know you're like, just play it. Shut up and play it. I'm going to play it. Listen to this. Oh, goodness gracious. Listen to this. Incredible. Here we go.
Comment section saying, I think Starscream says Mexican women are scooping up the brothers in Cali. Right, but I lived in Cali.
So he's saying, so he's saying this because brother came in and saying, man, the Mexican women they love the black man, the Mexican women, the Latino, they love the black man. I got me a Latino. I'm going to Brazil. I'm going to Colombia. I'm going to South America. I'm gonna go get me a Latino who's submissive. Listen what a Mexican man said about the Latino women that are getting with you guys, with you brothers. Listen to this.
Man, look, we have a saying in Mexico that goes like this: all of our trash belongs in California.
All right. So he's saying this. The brother that commented saying, hey, I live in California and Mexican women love black dudes. So he's trying to put a down against black women. There are black women on this panel. He's trying to say, I don't need black women. I'm in California. Mexican women love black dudes in California. And listen what he said.
Are you Afro Latino?
Okay. Did y'all hear that? Let me rewind it. I don't think you might not have heard it.
And really quick, sorry, my bad. Yeah, somebody made a comment in the comment section saying, I think Starscream says Mexican women are scooping up the brothers in Cali. Right, but I lived in Cali, man. Look, we have a saying in Mexico that goes like this: all of our trash belongs in California.
He literally said that the women in California who date Mexican men are trash. I mean, who date black men are trash. This is out of the words of a Mexican man. This is out of the mouth of a Mexican man. All right. He literally said that they have a saying in California that since so many Latino women date brothers in California, they call the Latino women that date brothers trash. All the Latino women trash. What does that say to you, black men? And let me explain. I can't even. You just wait. This isn't even the craziest part. Okay, this isn't the craziest part. The craziest part is that the black man on the panel agreed with him. And get this. At later on the stream, I went up and I said, "Wait a second, man." I said, "You just insulted the black men on the panel here." He said, "No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I'm just saying it's the black men in California. It's not the black men in Chicago. It's not the black men here." I said, "So you're telling me that only the black men in California are trash? Is that what you're saying?" No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that we have a saying that the women are trash because a lot of our trash goes to California. And the brothers were on the panel saying, he's not insulting us. We agree. We agree. I was like, what am I listening to? What am I listening to? I can't, I couldn't, in this point, this is what's crazy. I literally went to the defense almost of these black men saying, wait a second, he just insulted y'all and you're sitting here agreeing? Huh? Yo, black men in the manosphere are some of the most stupid, low IQ individuals on the face of the planet now. I have no problem saying that. Let me play it one more time and then we're going to go on. All right? Let me play it one more time and then we're going to go on because this gets even crazier. We're digging deep into the rabbit hole today, folks. We're digging deep into the rabbit hole today. I can't make this up. I'll never run out of content because of stuff because of men like this, because of negroids like this. I'll
And
never run
really
out.
quick, sorry, my bad. Yeah, somebody made a comment in the comment section saying, I think Starscream says Mexican women are scooping up the brothers in Cali. Right, but I lived in Cali, man. Look, we have a saying in Mexico that goes like this: all of our trash belongs in California.
And you say that I'm hating on you, black man. You say that I'm hating on you. Oh goodness. Let's go on. Let's go on because this does get worse. This does get worse. Not a single black man upset after what this man just said. What you just heard was a Mexican man explaining that Mexican women who choose to date black men are quite literally called trash in the Mexican community. And let me tell you something. I live in Texas. There are a lot of Mexicans in Texas. All right. I live in the Dallas Fort Worth area. There are a ton of Mexicans in Texas. I've heard it directly told to me from people I went to high school with, people I played football with, that their parents, Mexican parents, do not like black people. All right. Now, their kids are another subject. The kids who are grown and raised in modern socio-capitalistic America, they're not nearly, as they don't really care, to be honest. But it's a well-known stereotype that if you bring home a black man to your Mexican parents, they're going to look at you side eye. And this Mexican man just confirmed it and said it to a room in a panel full of black men, and they said nothing. The black man is one of the weakest men that's ever existed on the face of this planet. This is the reason why black men are able to be conquered, because they're spit in the face day after day, year after year, century after century, millennium after millennium, and they still sit and do nothing, even with blatant disrespect put directly into their face. Instead, you know what they do? They go and sell out their own people to the slave trade. They come on my channel and tell me that I'm in the wrong. You ignorant Negroids have your time coming. Let me be the first to tell you, you have your time coming. You ignorant Negroids keep on. You keep on. You're on a crash way path to hell, and you don't even realize it or understand it now. But you keep on. LF says they will look at you sideways if you're not Kobe. Tasha Fierce says, yeah, they some of the most racist. And like I said, it's the newest generation. The newer generation isn't as bad. And listen, by and large, a lot of them aren't, but a lot of them are as well. Okay, this is what they say jokingly in their stereotypical community. It goes down. It goes down. All right, I've heard it. I've heard it. But let's be honest here. Black people are against black people are some of the most racist people as well. This is why Negroids kill Negroids all the time. The black man has continued white supremacy to levels that even the white supremacist of far days gone past could have ever hoped to have bring white supremacy up. The black males have taken white supremacy in the manosphere and driven it farther than it could have ever been conceived by white supremacists of far days past. All right. Make sure my mic is all the way up. 146 people watching. Kevin Samuel's name does bring people. I hate to admit it, but this is the truth. I speak the truth. Phoenix 504 says DFW here. RJ Fletcher says I live there too. RJ, you know I'm not lying. You know I'm not lying, RJ. Tasha Fierce says they love to display their self-hate. SPNG TV says low self-esteem, low self-awareness, and inflated sense of importance has them accepting abuse. I think that's very true. But they only accept abuse when it's other races. Don't you be a black man stepping on another black man's shoe in the club. Depending on the city that you're in a lot of cities in Dallas and Fort Worth, they'll pop you over it, legitimately. Meanwhile, a white man can walk right up to them, call them an N-word to their face and spit in their face, and they'll look there starstruck. I've seen it with my own two eyes. Let's go further. Let's go further. Let's go further. Black Woman Sisterhood says the white supremacists are pretty much on stealth mode. They don't even have to oppress black women anymore. They just let black men anymore. I'm sorry. They just let black men oppress themselves. Let's go further. It gets even realer. But wait, there's more, right? Just like the infomercial. But wait, there's more. Back to the video. Let's fast forward to another part in the video. I want you to hear this. 259.40 is my cue. 259.40. Hold on one second. And welcome to everybody once again that's just now joining. A lot of new members in the chat. Huge shout out to all of the channel members and contributors. There's going to be some lewd language in this, but we have to play it. Julius Mona says, dang, I'm late. You're never late. You're never late. You're never late. You're never late. You're fine. All right. Let's play this really quickly. So here we have the clip of where pretty much we try to check him, right? I'm on the panel at this point, and I said, listen, the black man on this panel, y'all just got insulted, and none of y'all said anything, right? This was their response. This was a black man's response to me, saying that he just insulted you and you haven't said anything. Listen, you want people to do something for you, typically acting nicer helps. And that's all I'll say there.
Let me address you, dude. And Juwan, shout out to you.
So first of all, he gives a shout out to the man that just said that all the women in California who date black men are trash. He gives a shout out to him. That's how he prefaces his statement, his response to me. He's got all the smoke from me, right?
What he was just stating, that he got standards.
Whoa. Okay, so he's saying that the reason that this Mexican man said this is because he has standards. His standards are he doesn't date Mexican women that sleep with black men. That's his standards. This is what a black man in the Manosphere is saying to you. To me.
That's the problem. Maybe that's the thing what's going on, that black men, that's what I don't say black men. Some of these black dudes lack standards. I ain't got no.
Okay. I don't know what he goes on to talk about after that, but that was his response to me. He said, Juan, it's okay. Shout out to you because you have standards. Do you see the self-denigration that black men show? I couldn't make this. I couldn't make this up, even if I wanted to. I couldn't make this up. Let's continue. We'll read some comments in a little bit. We'll open up the panel soon. I'll open up the panel soon. I know we have a lot of people in the building. If you want to hop on the live stream panel, you know what? I'll post the link down below. If you want to hop on the live stream panel, because I'm sure we have some people in here that already want to hop on. I know a lot of the time y'all are like, man, open the panel. Here's the link if you want to join the panel. If you're just now viewing the live stream, you're going to have to rewind and kind of see what we're talking about. Huge shout out to everybody that's just now joined. Huge shout out to all the channel members. Make sure you like the video on your way in. Our final clip from this series. Hello, Mert. Mert was actually on the panel with me as well. And so, Mert, we're going to get your input in just 1 second here. I'll keep you in the background. Give me 1 second, Mert, and we'll have you on shortly. The final clip from this series is a series of unfortunate events. Lemony Snicket fans, you'll understand that reference there. This is a clip of a man that expects to be worshipped. Let me show you further the type of men in the black manosphere and manosphere who simp for another man and who want women to worship them as well. Let me show you. Welcome to the panel, Nav. We'll have you on in just 1 second. I'm going to mute you 1 second. Welcome. Let me show you this clip. And let me show you the type of men that most of these men are and what they expect from their women. I cannot make this up. I can't make this up. Also, language warning. What you're going to hear here is pretty intense. It's not even the most intense display of whatever it might be that happened this night, but this is pretty intense. This man goes by the name of Gotti in reference to the infamous mob figure, John Gotti. Black men love calling themselves and naming themselves after famous mobsters, after famous men that actually helped their communities, but refuse to actually help their communities amidst committing crime. Y'all missed the entire point of the mob to begin with. The mob helped out Italians and Sicilians that were immigrating from one foreign land to another with no resources. Y'all niggas are just killing each other. Let's watch this video really quickly. There goes Truth hating again. There goes Truth hating again.
Bro.
I'm in Fort
Oh,
Worth,
you in
Texas.
Texas?
I'll DM you
Okay,
my address.
I have no problem coming to Texas. I have no problem coming to Texas. Got a lot of family in Texas.
So he's threatening me. He's upset at me because I told him that essentially he's a loser and that his father did a horrible job raising him, which he did.
They in the military.
He wanted to ask where I lived, and I told him exactly where I lived. So, and he proceeded to do this.
Right. Too.
So just because a man comes onto a panel and calls the obvious negative behaviors out, you want to fight him? Like, this is how I know you guys don't act like this in real life. And this is why Gotti, you don't act like this in your real life, Gotti. You come online and you spaz out because you constantly get walked.
So he begins to then threaten her and say if she was his B word, he would begin to smack her by the head and whatever. This is the large percentage of men that are in the manosphere, okay? Celeste was not raising her voice. She wasn't saying anything that was rude to him specifically. She did nothing but talk in a normal, not even emotional state. And this was this man's response to her. You shut up, B word, because if you were my girl, I'd smack the F out of you and do something. This is why I do what I do. You Negroids are beyond repair at this point, to the tune of almost 1 million followers of Kevin Samuels. This is why I do what I do. Now, whether or not you would rather, 1 second, corrupt author, 1 second, make sure everybody stays on mute for audio clarity problems. Whether or not you think that I'm a detriment to the community, you can argue that amongst yourself. But for you to sit here and tell me that the man that you just got done speaking, who is a member of the Black Manosphere, who is compromised of a large, standard of men who believe and feel the exact same way that he does, you would be lying to yourself if you told me that I am a greater threat to the Black community than he is. You'd be lying if you told me that you would rather your daughter be with a man like that than to be with a man like Jedi Mike or myself or Alexander Brandon. You would be lying to me, and you'd be lying to yourself, and shame on you for that. Because every father knows in their right minds that most men of the manosphere, they would never want their daughter to be with. This is the type of men that are in the manosphere. We're almost done. We'll have some people speaking soon. This is almost 1 million subscribers strong on Kevin Samuel's channel. And have you ever heard Kevin going on the platforms and saying, my brother, you need to calm down. You need to relax. There's no need to get all that language and stuff. Kevin Samuels never checks that. You know why? Because this is most of the people who are donating to him. This man Gotti donates consistently in Black Manosphere channels. This is who we're fighting the war against. And this is why we do what we do. So God forbid I have morals and standards in the Black community. If it was up to most of you Negroids, you would ensure that we continue to remain in shambles just as we have for the past 4,000 years. Out of all of that, this is what Auntie says, but why did you call him a loser? A man just got done threatening a woman online saying when he would smack the F out of her, and you have the nerve to ask me a question why I called him a loser? Auntie, you need to sit in a dark corner tonight and severely think about what your life has come down to. And you need to do it quickly because you have some serious mental deficiencies if your only question out of hearing everything on this live stream is why I decided to call him a loser. Why'd you call him a loser? That was so rude. Auntie is the type of man that would watch a woman get pummeled into a pulp, walk up to her and say, what'd you do to make him so mad? What'd you do? You had to do something. Why'd you call him a loser? Why'd you make him shoot you? You should have just kept your mouth closed and he wouldn't have slapped you, girl. You shouldn't have had an attitude. He wouldn't have shot you. That's the type of thinking that people like Auntie is. Incredible. I can't make this up. You can't make this up. Sounds emotional to me. Out of everything you just heard on that live stream, you think I'm the emotional one. A man threatening me because I called him a loser, saying that he wants to come down to me and have his cousin and his family killed me, and I'm the emotional one. You need help, Auntie. Organic Black with the huge $20 super chat. Thank you so much, Organic Black, a huge contributor to the channel. There was also a 99-cent donation from DJ. DJ, I'm sorry. Let me bring it up really quickly here. If you can, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you support the channel. These details in our community need to go out. We're going to go ahead and go to the panel members. I am not done with my topics yet, but we have a lot of people on the panel, and a lot of people are ready to talk. Today's going to be a great panel. I can already tell. We're not going to go forever. So I might have to cut you off, but it'll be a good panel. I will unmute you one at a time. Also, Black Women Sisterhood, I see you in the back. We're gonna open up with Mirt. After Mirt, we will have Black Women Sisterhood, who I recognize. And then we're gonna go ahead and go with Nav. Then we'll go with Siamese and Corrupt Author. Corrupt Author, I think, is somebody who doesn't agree with what I have to say. So we'll go to him. Siamese, we might save you for last, Siamese. We save the best for last, Siamese. So just be patient. Mir, welcome to the panel. It was good being on the panel with you the other night. The floor is yours. How did you enjoy the other night?
My God, it's a mess what's happening with these men. I mean, they don't even hear themselves. Like, that's why I was so confused. Like, I've watched GMT all the time, and I'm very familiar with their antics. I've been on a panel on GMT show before, but I don't know. They just think they're being so logical, and I don't know if they have a bird's eye view of how they sound. Like, I didn't grow up in the hood. I grew up in a suburb. I have been surrounded by Black people. I grew up in the Black church, but like, my family's kind of country. Country to me is just like small family type deal. A lot of Black families are like that. I didn't grow up in the hood, but the way that they talk is just like baffling to me. And like, you use real logic on them, and they can't decipher, and they can't distinguish real logic and actual intelligence between nigga logic, whatever they're using. It's so sad to see that. I don't know. Like, I wasn't like disturbed. I mean, I wasn't any more disturbed than I would normally be watching a GMT, stream or anything like that. It was just like, you can't get through to them at all.
No, absolutely not. And it was disheartening, but this is the reality of what we face, and this is why we do what we do, right? GMT, I had heard him go against the Manosphere in some topics, so I thought that he was against the Manosphere, but I came to realize that he's really a supporter of the Manosphere. And so when I first got to the chat room, I was like, "Oh, GMT is a talented guy, but he's talented, but unfortunately he's talented for the wrong reason." Carlton says your show is trash. Thank you, Carlton. I wouldn't expect anything else from you, Mert. I'm going to put you on mute really quickly,
Okay.
and then we'll go on. But we'll come back to you very soon, Mert. Black Women Sisterhood, the floor is yours. I might be going out of order, guys, but forgive me. Black Women Sisterhood, a huge contributor to the channel. What did you think about everything that you just got done saying? And what do you think about Niat telling me that I'm the emotional man after he just got done hearing another man tell a woman who was not cursing at him to shut the F up and that he would slap the F out of her if she was his girl? Meanwhile, telling me in the same line that he's going to come down to Texas and kill me with his cousins because I called him a loser.
Okay, so hey, how you doing? I missed you guys' show. I wanted to start off by saying that. So I'm glad that I actually caught this one. I actually wanted to say that, in their world, that good is bad and bad is good.
Absolutely.
And so there will never be any type of logical, nothing logical you can ever kind of decipher with them. And so that was what I thought of that. I think that they're nuts. I think that they're in a cult. I really feel like the whole Manosphere is a cult in some sort.
Yeah.
And I do feel like Kevin Samuels is the new cult leader, but he's not the only cult leader. That's what I want to say. But what I came actually here on the panel to say is, it's so crazy that you're talking about this subject, because I had recently just started gaming, and I joined this new group that I'm gaming with, and there was this white guy in there, and he was using the N-word.
Mm-hmm.
And so they was asking us, did we have anything that we want, like any suggestions that we want to get changed? Because the guy, he's been a real big problem in the group just in general.
Uh-huh.
And so I said, yeah, is there any way that we can get it to where he can stop saying the N-word? And all the white people on the team, they was like, yeah, I agree with that. I'm not okay with that. But the only person that had a disagreement with my suggestion is the black guy. Wow. And he was like, no, I'm cool with the N-word.
Let me tell you something. I literally went up to bat Black Women Sisterhood for black men in this case. I said, wait a second, black dudes. He just said that every Mexican woman that dates black men in his community, they refer to as trash, and you niggas don't have a single problem with it? No, man. That means he's got standards.
Stupid.
I can't help you niggas, even if I tried to help you and be on your side. It's a lost cause. Niggas are a lost cause. Black Women Sisterhood, thank you so much for that example. Really quickly, I got to give a huge shout out to all the Cash App donators and contributors. You have no idea. We have Lake Fields with the $100 Cash App. We have Pinky With the $22 Cash App donation, we have Dolores with the $5 donation and Cash App. I'm trying to type. I cannot type and speak at the same time. It's like really hard. Thank you so much. If you would like to contribute, the links are in the description box below, and you can do a super chat. Y'all ensure that this continues moving. And this is our biggest live stream so far, 180 viewers, 186 viewers at the most. Perception has a question. He says, when did Kevin Samuels divorced? When did Kevin Samuels divorce marriage counselor? I don't think I've ever heard him say this. Are we making things up? Kevin Samuels literally tells women how to get married. What do you mean I'm making this up? I'm not pulling this out of thin air. Do you even know who Kevin Samuels is? Do you even watch the show? I'm not making this up, bro. This is what he does. On his pages, he posts women who do have rings on their finger and takes all credit for saying, "See, I got another couple married." He's married what? 4 women? Out of 1 million subscribers, you've married 4? That's like 0.000000005 success rate. Percent success rate. That's not that good for a marriage counselor. That's pretty bad. Okay? So let's be honest there. I'm a marriage counselor. Right. And I'm an astronaut. Because I've held an asteroid, that makes me an astronaut. You're a hater. You're a hater. The Truthful Willie says, yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Nav, welcome to the panel. I'm trying to make it quick, and it's good to have you back on the broadcast. Nav, I think I was on the panel with you somewhere else. I can't remember.
I think so. I'm not entirely sure, really,
Sure.
but
yeah, what'd you think about this whole situation? And make it quick. Are you for me or are you against me? First of all, I need to just kind of get that out of the way.
Well, I am for you, but I'm not too informed on the whole Kevin Samuels situation. I've only recently found out about him. I only found out about him from his his Instagram, his lives.
So what do you think about Kevin Samuels? I need to know, what do you think?
I don't really understand the dude. I don't see what his point is in.
Well, I'll tell you what his point is. His point is this. His point is to the tune of almost 1 million subscribers, soon to be 1 million within probably the next month or so. Is that black women essentially are the reason that the community is where it is. Black women need to start submitting to black men. Now, let me show you once again. Nav, I'm gonna put you on mute. Let me show you the type of man that Kevin Samuels is telling black women that they need to submit to. Okay. Let me show you, if you did miss it, if you're just now joining, the type of man that Kevin Samuels is telling black women to submit to. Okay? This is the type of man.
A lot of family in Texas. They in the military too.
So just because a man comes onto a panel and calls the obvious negative behaviors out, you want to fight him?
And once again, you know what Kevin would say? Kevin would say, "Why are you being so argumentative to the girl talking right now?" As if women don't get don't have the say so, or don't have the opinion, or don't have the right to have an opinion and talk. See, black men have become slave masters essentially. Black men have. This is why I said before, black men are the newest face of white supremacy. It's not white people. White people gave black women $10 billion, and niggas got on YouTube claiming that somehow this is a new form of white supremacy. You can't even help black men when you try and help black men. Like I said earlier, I tried to defend the black dude and say, dude, he just insulted you. And the nigga still had smoke with me, not the dude that just insulted him. You can't help him even if you wanted to. The white man says, hey, you know what? We want to try and get your bottom line up a little bit as far as the dollar circulation in your community. We're going to invest in your women. Black men lost their minds. Black men lost their minds. Now let's listen to the type of men that Kevin Samuels wants you to submit to.
That's how I know you guys don't act like this in real life. And this is why Gotti, you don't act like this in your real life, Gotti. You come online and you spaz out because you constantly get walked over in your real life.
And you want to know what's the really sad thing about this? You see this man in the middle right here, True Table. This guy was actually somewhat well spoken on the live panel. He was willing to listen to me. He's a follower of Kevin Samuels. And you know what? He never at a single point in this live stream, and I asked him specifically, I said, now listen to me, my brother. I said, listen, be honest with me. Would you rather me be with your daughter, or would you rather Gotti, the man that I'm arguing with, be with your daughter? And he literally sat there and said, I'm not sure. I said, who has been more respectful in this conversation and debate, me or the men who are against me? He said, I don't know. He said, I don't know. I'm not sure. You both have been kind of disrespectful. You have a man telling another woman that he's going to slap the F out of her, and then you have me telling him that he's a loser for saying that. And then you have men who are actually somewhat well-mannered siding with the men who are encouraging domestic abuse for the simple fact that they follow the same ignorant content creator that tells them that it's the woman's fault for talking back and being arrogant and over dramatic and over talkative and overzealous and argumentative and this and that. They'll never hold themselves accountable. And this is black men's biggest problem. This is why black men at the end of the day will go nowhere, because after century and century and century and century, they still fail to hold themselves accountable. They still fail to admit that it is only at their own hands do they continue to thrive in complete and utter destruction. You cannot make this up. Shabarank says, where's the links? I got some questions for you, bro. If you want to hop onto the panel, if you think that what I'm saying is complete trash, if you think that I am the biggest thing that's going to hinder the black community from progress, then go ahead and bring yourself up here. Be forewarned, it's going to be very tough for you. We have a man that named himself Niggatar. This is the man in the Manosphere. This is the man that Kevin Samuels wants you to respect and bow down to. A man out of every username that he could pick on YouTube decided to name himself Niggatar. I could literally just stop there to prove my point, but I'm going to go ahead and read his comment. Just let you know what level of enlightenment this young man is on, right? Niggatar says the black man's problem today are single moms. Single moms, says Niggatar. Niggatar, I think the black man's problem is men like yourself who decide to name themselves Niggatar. I think the black community's problem, I think black women's problems lies with men just like you. Niggatar. You can't make this up. You had the freedom to choose anything and you chose Niggatar. You cannot make this up. Jedi Mike, we'll let you go in 1 second. Toyo, we'll let you go in 1 second. The Corrupt Author, welcome to the live stream. Corrupt Author, do you believe I'm full of trash or do you agree with what I'm saying, Corrupt Author? Let me know. Corrupt Author going once.
Well, you had me muted. My bad.
No, I didn't. I didn't have you. Well, everybody's muted right now. It's not just you, so you're not.
You want me to unmute and talk?
You're unmuted right now and you're talking. Are you not?
Okay, I unmuted myself. My bad. I was waiting on you to do it. But nah, man, I rock with you. I'm a first time listener and stuff, man. I be on these forums at these Manosphere people because they crazy, man. It's like
absolutely
what I'm trying to tell, and they'll number one thing, oh, you a beta, you a beta, you a beta. I'm like, bro, you following another man. That's the definition of a beta.
I said the same thing, bro. I said the same thing.
I'm like, bro, you don't even. But what I try to do, man, I try to deprogram. I be on the forum, man, because they brainwash. I like everyone to be independent and free thinker. Yeah, and I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna subscribe. Y'all like the video. If y'all like listening live, like it, get it up, because we need rational, honest people.
Absolutely.
And that's what I see from you. You seem like, you know what I'm saying, you at least be honest.
Absolutely. I mean, listen, I'm honest to a fault with myself. Corrupt Author, that's a great comment there, and I really appreciate that. You know, what's interesting about the Manosphere is they'll say that I'm a simp and I'm a panderer because I encourage being a rational human being, being a kind person and an empathetic person. God forbid we have a society full of morality. God forbid. That's Black Manosphere's worst nightmare, that everybody has morals and they're kind to each other in public. They'll say I'm a simp, but in the same token, don't miss a single second or a single minute or a single video that another man puts up. And I always say this, if I'm gonna be a simp, I'm gonna be a simp for a woman, not a man. Nothing wrong with being gay or homosexual. I don't care at all. That's great, but you can't use sympatry against me while you're doing the same thing. Moreover, while you're doing it for a cause that I would deem a little bit less simp worthy, in my opinion. I'd rather simp and be in bed with a girl. I'd rather simp and be out at dinner with a girl, not at dinner with Kevin Samuels. These men want to be around this man, I kid you not, so much to the fact to where they're waiting for him to do a conference to reveal what city that he lives in. There are men who will fanatically try and find this man just so they can grasp the coattails as he walks by. Oh, Godfather, thank you so much. You changed my life. I'm now single, alone, and I've never been happier. Okay. Well, congratulations. You won. You won. Siamese Cat, we'll have you going a little bit here. I know you have a lot to say. Toya, we'll let you go right now. And then Jedi Mike, you'll be after. Siamese, you've been on the panel a couple times, and so I just want to let the new people go here in a little bit, and then I want to have Shaba go on. Network 44, I haven't seen you before. We'll let you go. We'll let you go towards the last portion. Toya, make it quick, really quickly. Do you believe what I'm saying? Do you believe that Jay Will is right, that I'm reaching and that I'm pandering to women for validation? I'm pandering for women to validation. Do you believe that I'm pandering to women, Toya?
Hell no. You your own daggone man. But I do have a question to all these Kevin fans. Are y'all willing to lick the taint of this man's balls?
Let me tell you, they would. Unmistakably, undoubtedly, indubitably, they would. I've never seen men worship another man that causes nothing but destruction, a growth of resentment, a growth of unemotional balance in their lives. I've never seen this before in my life, but this just lets you know where the black man is as a community. And make no mistake about it, there's a reason why Kevin got so popular. There's a reason why rap music is so popular, why gang culture is so popular among black men. There's a reason why black men lead the felony conviction rates at a rate per capita higher than any other race. There's a reason why per demographic, per 1,000 people, there are more black felon convicted people. It's because black men, by and large, love degeneracy. Positivity is not promoted. I am willing to bet the rest of my YouTube AdSense checks and donations for the rest of the year that if we line up 10 black teenagers and boys, that not a single one of them could name me one popular astrophysicist, one popular black doctor, one popular black anything that's not a rapper or actor, or one wealthy anything. I guarantee you they wouldn't, because there is no instillment of positivity in the black community. There's only destruction. And this is at the hands of the leaders who want the women to submit to their destructiveness. Now the women are tired and saying we're tired of submitting to destructiveness, and niggas are still upset. Toya, that's a great comment there. Let's move on really quickly. Let's move on. Jedi, I'm gonna let you go in a second. Network 44. Do you believe that I'm just like Jacquees 7 says, hating and lying, and that I'm a joke? What do you think, Network?
By the way, this is the first time that I'm calling in. So, but I just think we have to look at where Kevin Samuels is coming from and why a lot of guys are following him, right?
I just told you why a lot of guys are following. I'm gonna let you go in 1 second. This is the reason a lot of guys are following Kevin Samuels, because they lack accountability and they fail to admit that they're failures in life. That's why they can't get women.
I disagree with that. Right? I disagree with that.
Well, you don't have to disagree. You don't have to disagree or agree. I'll tell you that the numbers are in. Who do you think is the least successful, the least progressive, the least economically earning, the least stable, the lowest property value community in socio-capitalistic America? Just take a guess. Take a guess.
Well, I mean, we can play
no. Just answer the question.
But there's a reason why, right?
There is a reason why. I'm glad you said
that. I'm not in that category.
Here's the reason. Okay, and let me say this. Let me say this to you too. This is the argument they always make. But that's not me. That's not me. I've done well for myself. Guess what, Network? You're part of the minority. Okay? You're part of the minority. You're part of the small amount of black men that has done something well. And you think that simply because you're part of a very minute minority, that somehow that relinquishes you from all of the backlash that the majority will receive. But you see, here's the quote that we always used to say, right? That they still say. One spoiled, rotten apple can ruin the bunch. You've heard this before, right?
See, I'm not here to talk about black men in generalities. What I'm here to talk about is why Kevin Samuels.
But see, this is the thing. This is the thing, though. You don't want to talk about black men in generalities, but you rather talk about black women in generalities, which is what Kevin Samuels does. And see, this is why we always talk about this reverse cognitive dissonance. It's okay for men to simp for another man, Kevin Samuels, but I can't simp, right? Even if we were doing the same exact thing and everything I said was complete BS and lies, it's wrong because I'm simping for women. And this is the dissonance, all right? And so I've listened to you enough, Network. You'll stay on mute until I decide to bring you back. You're upset that I speak in generalities when really I'm not speaking in generalities. I'm speaking in factualities, if that's even a word. I'm using literal facts that are actual statistics, all right? It's not a generality to say that 35 to 37% of black men have a felony conviction. That's a fact. That's not a generality. That's a fact. You can go on Google right now and look that up for your own disenfranchised self. That's a fact. And so you take offense to it because you're not a part of that almost majority. Remember, majority is 51%. Okay? Majority is not 90%. Majority is not 70%. Majority is 50.01%. Almost half of black men have a felony conviction. That's a fact. If you have a felony, you can't get a good job. That's a fact. Unless you're really good with your hands, extremely talented, or you just have a drive that nobody can compete. And we know that's not the case with most black men. This is why they encourage Kevin Samuels to say, you need to settle. You need to start dating Dusties. You need to settle. Because most black men are settle worthy, or not settle worthy, or they're settling, or most black men are in that you have to settle category. They're not settle worthy. I didn't mean to say that. Most black men you have to settle for. That's a fact. For you to sit here and tell me that majority of black men are doctors and this and that, walk into a doctor's office. Tell me how many black doctors you see. Walk into a computer science building. Tell me how many black men you see. How many of your coworkers in your highly earning skilled category are black? We both know the answer to that question. But you feel that just because you're different, that somehow that doesn't apply to every other black man in the community.
No, I'm just trying to tell you why.
No, I know what you're trying to tell me. You're trying to tell me that you're okay with the generalities that Kevin makes, but not that I make.
See,
when in reality, and I'm not going to let you talk over me, when in reality, I'm speaking the actual facts, and Kevin speaks in very large generalities. When in reality, the responsibility of you to do better is why I go harder on you as a man, and why Kevin fails to go hard on you, because he knows that you won't do better. He's already tried to get you to do better, and his YouTube channel never took off. You know when it did take off? When he started hating on the women, when he started taking the responsibility as a man off of your shoulders, because he knows that the burden is too hard for black men. He knows that they don't have the drive. He knows that they don't have the resources to even begin to get the drive. He knows they don't have the self-unification or the community unification to come together and actually form a formidable movement of wealth and economic progress. He knows that, and that's why he never progressed. Listen to Kevin Samuels' videos when he's talking to black men and look at his surroundings. He wasn't making that much money. Look at his videos hating women, and all of a sudden he got a nicer camera. He got candles. He got more suits. He got a better microphone. He's got headphones. He's got multi-cameras. He's got LEDs in the background. It all changed when he started disparaging the women, because self-progression in a black man's heart is not innate, nor will it ever be in the majority of the black community, and that's why they're dead last. That's why the black community has a 6-hour dollar circulation versus the Latinos who have a day, versus the Asians who are 14-day dollar circulations, versus the whites who have a 30-day dollar circulation. This is why the black community, out of 3,700 publicly traded stock businesses, only owns 6 of them. You can tell me everything you want to, but I'll keep spitting facts to your ignorant ass.
The point is, Kevin Samuels.
And you're out. Congratulations. You can have whatever points you want to have. I encourage you to keep dying on the hill of your black brethren, because you know what? They'll probably be the ones that drive the spear through you. Shaba, I know you didn't agree with a lot of what I said, but what do you have, really quickly, what do you have to disparage my lack of information, or my information that I'm giving on the channel? Shaba, are you alive right now? Shaba is either doing something we cannot mention on air, or trolling, which honestly it sounded pretty funny. I think he's eating. I don't know what exactly is going on, or maybe it was Nav. I couldn't tell. I think it was Nav.
My bad. That was me.
Oh, okay, Nav. Yeah. Get it together now. Jedi Mike, welcome to the panel. Jedi Mike, after Jedi Mike, we're gonna have you go Siamese cat after Jedi Mike. Jedi Mike, welcome back to the panel. It's good to have you. Good to have you on here. Perception. He said enough. He said everything that I needed to know, and he proved my point efficiently enough. You can lead the horse to water. You could try and throw the horse into the water. Hell, you could put a middle of hay in the middle of the lake. Put a bridge over to get to the hay. Horse can see that bridge. It wants the hay, but it refuses to progress into the water, because it is the fear of the water and the unknown that scares the horse. Jedi Mike, welcome to the stream. Good to see you back.
Hey, good to see you, man. Hello, everyone. Chat. Nice to see you guys again. But yeah, well, I can comment about the video of the guy talking to the Mexican dude talking about the black men in California. First of all, I'm born in San Diego, so I mean, that not personally, that just kind of like annoyed me. But it's also kind of think of like, if we as black men are not seeing yourself as an individual, but seeing us as brethren. Like, listen, if one of us is making us look bad, then all of us is like making us look bad. It's just like.
Well, Jedi Mike, this is the thing, though. This is the thing, Jedi Mike, and I'm glad you said that. I need to say this. This is the thing. It's not just. I understand that if one looks bad, all looks bad, but it's most black men that look bad from the jump. It's not most black men that look good. All right, it's most black men look bad to begin with, and then there are few minor exceptions to the rule, and then the exceptions jump and say, "Well, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. We're doing good. I make $60,000 a year. That's great." Guess what? I was on the panel yesterday with the guy who was like on the same panel, and he was like, "Man, I make $60,000 a year. I'm a journeyman." I said, "Oh man, that's great, bro. You married? No. So let me guess, how many kids do you have? Why does that matter? Why does that matter how many kids I have? So you've created baby mothers. How many baby mothers have you created? Why does that matter? Come to find out the dude has 2 kids with 2 baby mamas or a baby mama, whatever it might be, right? So he thinks that just because he makes $60,000 a year, I don't have the ability to talk or disparage him. When in reality, he's going against the very same thing that he embodies. Most men on that panel for the video that I just showed you, Jedi Mike, all have baby mamas. Even the Mexican dude that was talking has a baby mama, and she's in Mexico. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. How are you going to hate against the single mamas when you're out here creating single mamas? How does that make sense? That's like me walking into an ice cream shop, knowing I'm allergic to ice cream, and then getting a scoop of ice cream, eating it, and then me being upset when I have an allergic reaction. They're going to be like, "Did you know you were allergic to the ice cream?" You're going to be like, "Yeah." They're like, "Why'd you eat the ice cream?" That doesn't make any sense. That's foolish. I can't get upset at the ice cream people when I have an allergic reaction. I knew I was allergic to the ice cream to begin with. It was not in my place to make that choice. It was not right of me or a stable thought or coherent thought of me to make the choice to walk into an ice cream shop and then have an allergic reaction. That's foolish. That's stupid. That's most of the men in the manosphere. That's most of the men in the manosphere. And I forgot to clear up that statistic. I'll clear up that statistic next time, ladies and gentlemen, that 20% of the men have 80% of the babies or something. That stupid statistic. I forgot to look it up. I saw such a good explanation of that statistic and I forgot it. And it was a black man that made a YouTube video about it actually. And he went into the statistics and I can't find it right now. I didn't even look. I forgot about it. But really quickly, Jedi Mike, go ahead. I want to move on to a couple points, but go ahead, Jedi Mike.
Right, but it's also talking about as true masculinity is also having true emotional control, which I mean, the guy, he didn't exhibit any way in the video, like just like cussing out like that, like to the woman and to you and everything like that. Just listen, you disagree. My thing is about like true leadership is not creating more followers, it's about creating more leaders.
Absolutely.
And the thing about that in the black community, I just feel like as on the men's side, like listen, we have a lot of things you can complain about, but listen, it starts and ends with you. And I'm just saying that as the father, supposed to be leading the black family, talking about this, it starts and ends with you. And you can complain about, was it feminism or anything, all that stuff. Like, to me, I just don't care, because excuses it's just delaying progress. And I mean, you can blame anything you want, to the sunsets and everything like that. But what's going to happen? Your family's not moving anywhere. The system or anything is going to be still trying to do everything to mind control you and to basically be self-destructive to your family. And in that, I mean, having the true leadership, meaning that, hey, listen, the only thing in control is the fact that I have a purpose of actually leading my family, even to progressing my children. Also, that you have to make that too. What is the children actually looking into this? As a true fatherhood and exhibiting masculinity to the boys. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's absolutely, Jedi Mike. So well said. And that's the biggest issue I have, is that God forbid a man try and tell you that you need to do better for the sake of your children, for the sake of your lineage, for the sake of your generation. It's sad when another man has to tell you that your kids deserve better. That's sad. That's what we've come to as a community, but not just what we've come to as a community. The black men have gone and doubled down on the ignorance and said, you know what? It's fine where we're at. Our next generations are fine. They're okay. They're doing great. You're the one that is hindering my children. I'd love for my daughter to be with a man like Gotti. Absolutely incredible. Cyber BBG with a $5. Why am I saying $4.99? Super chat. These dusties are shaking the table. They're bothered, and I'm here for it. You are the honest truth. The truth hurts, and this is why it stirs them so much. And make no mistake about it. Our numbers will continue to grow. Our numbers will continue to grow. Obviously, Kevin's name brings in people, but you know what? If Kevin's name brings in people, and we can start reaching and finding new men, like the man that was on the panel earlier today, if his name brings in people, we can start finding new ladies that are saying, "Man, this is so awesome! Thank God we actually have men in our community who have an IQ that's higher than a cucumber." I didn't know your channel existed. I've gotten so many comments in the past couple of days that say, "Man, I never knew a channel like yours existed. Thank God. Thank you for just being a kind person. Thank you for just being sweet. Thank you for being honest." Because God forbid a black man is kind. We already know that. Like wolves in the den, black men will come and ravage the weak, as they have continuously done for decades in our communities. The reason why it is right now. We know that. Big J was on the panel yesterday at the $5 super chat. He said, "Just sub." Big J was one of the men who I highly respect on the panel. A good brother on our side. A good brother on our side. He gave that man, the Latino man, a lashing when he brought up the fact that the women that date black men in the Mexican community are referred to as trash. He gave them a lashing. And what did they do to Big J? What did they do for another man that stood up with them on their side? They criticized him. Big J, thank you so much for the support in that $5 super chat, as well as on the panel yesterday. It was really good to be backed up with another man. Pause a moment. That sounded kind of odd, but you know what I'm trying to say, guys. It was really good to have a brother in there that had morals, a brother in there that was supportive, right? You don't get that much in the black community. The only time you get black brothers behind you most of the time is when you're out going to do a drive-by or when you're out going to do something degenerate. Try and start a business amongst your black brothers. Good luck. Good luck. We always say most black men aren't trying to find solutions. They'd rather point out the problem after problem after problem after problem. And then I give a million solutions. They go to sleep trying to figure out how they can dream of more problems. I'm not here for the problems. I'm here for the solutions. Oh, you're just pandering. You're just pandering. Yeah, because I'm the reason that the black community is where it's at. Right. Melinda, 1973, with a $40 super chat, says, "Please don't ever get discouraged. You're doing great work. This is what healthy masculinity and competency looks like. This is what protection looks like. Thank you again." Absolutely. The biggest thing with this, and what blows my mind away, is that they act as if their daughters were walking around in public. God forbid they would ever need the assistance or protection from a black man. If the trend continues where it's going now, we can see that majority of black men would have no interest in protecting the same daughters that they're a part of in the black manosphere. They would have no interest in protecting the same daughters whose fathers partake in live streams with Kevin Samuels and Coach Greg Adams. That's the cognitive dissonance. How can you look at your own daughter in the face and then go onto a panel and then disparage black women? This is a new level of evilness. So I know that black men don't care about me when they don't even care about their own daughters. Incredible. Incredible. You can't make this up. Siamese Cat, really quickly, I want to let you speak. Make sure it's quick. I want to stay with a couple of points that we have here. We're not done with my topics. Then we'll invite a couple more people on. If you want to hop onto the panel, whether you agree or disagree, I will give you a chance to talk to some extent, unless I just already know what you're going to say and I've heard it a million times, in which case I will go ahead and take you down. Kevin Samuels Defense Force is on YouTube. He is in the chat. Yo, I will say, in all defense, this dude has like a soundboard where he drops a whole bunch of sounds. It was hilarity. It was absolute hilarity. I don't even know if he actually supports Kevin Samuels. I think he's just a meme account, to be honest with you. But his drops are. It was really funny. On the panel, there's the link if you want to. Siamese Cat, what did you think about this entire situation in a really quick, brief synopsis? Siamese Cat, going once, going twice.
It's absolutely nuts.
Absolutely.
And
why so?
And I'm saying this as a white woman,
right?
Who would date any who would date any race as long as they treated me correct.
Right.
The fact that there are so many of them who are making the good ones look bad.
Absolutely. And Siamese Cat, I'm glad you said that. Right. This just goes to show the support that black women are starting to receive from other races. Other races are looking from the outside in and saying, you know what, black women really do have it bad. White men said, you know what, y'all really do have it bad. Take this $10 billion. Other races are saying, you know what, y'all got it kind of bad. We're going to come together and we're going to hate y'all. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and march with y'all on the streets. We're going to go ahead and support you because we realize that your own men are really doing kind of bad here. All right, Asian Marie, I'll put you on mute really quickly. Kevin Samuels Defense Force is in the building. Kevin Samuels Defense Force, I'll put you on mute for a second. Make sure that you just drop some of the really funny bombs here in a little bit. Auntie is in the building. It's good to see you all in here. Good to see you all in here. We have a full chat. I want to read something or say something really quickly, and then we're going to go back to a couple of our members in the building. All right, in the building. So what we just saw here was a panel of men cursing out women in the same breath claiming that they're always being disrespected by the women that they're cursing out, and then go on to argue that the women are the most emotional, hyper-masculine beings in the Black community. Talk about the pot calling the kettle black. That's more like Satan calling himself God. Irrefutably twisted. Aside from the fact that nearly all men arguing on this panel were baby mother creators, the irony of Black men creating single baby mothers, yet upset at single baby mothers, is beyond me. There was never a single coherent paragraph of thought that was comprised into an elaborate point that was being made on that panel. I literally had to fight to struggle to understand what a lot of these brothers were even trying to convey in the first place. I was like, okay, I know he's saying something. I have no idea what he's saying. A lot of the time when people come on my panel, they can't even form complete coherent thoughts. And I'm trying to put together an argument against me. That happened on the panel yesterday. It's like, dude, I shouldn't have to help you to argue against me. Logical Black woman says, and swear up and down that they're raising their daughter different. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Means a lot. All right, let's go back to our panel really quickly. Asian Marie just joined the panel. Asian Marie, what did you have to say, or what did you think about the entire situation at hand and what you just witnessed and watched on the live stream panel that I was a part of yesterday? Asian Marie, going once. Unmute yourself. You are on mute. Going once. Asian Marie. Oh, unmute yourself again. Okay, you're good. You're good. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yep, we hear you. Perfect.
I just gotta say, I found your channel and at first I was skeptical. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, I think your connection's a little weak, Asia. Try talking. If you can hear me, go ahead. And if not, I'll take you down. Okay, she's gonna join again. I'm happy you found the channel, Asia. Join again. I'll drop the link if you want to join again. I'm happy you found the channel too. I know it can get depressing. And imagine as a woman always saying that your own men were out to get you. That would be depressing. Up in the Unicorn talked about something. Everybody make sure that you subscribe to Up in the Unicorn. She just dropped a video today. Go to my community tab and you can see the video talking about a time and an incident where she was in college. There's about 800 people on her campus. Subscribe to Up in the Unicorn. You know I can't talk and type at the same time, guys. And she walked past a group of Black men and they said, "We know that hair ain't real." And she talked about how embarrassed she felt, right? Now, she did have actual natural hair. God forbid she didn't. That would have been doubly worse, as she explained. But they slighted her and tried to make an example out of her in front of a lot of white people and other races of people. And she spoke about how embarrassing and how traumatizing that was. And she speaks about how that point alone drove her to some very dark places, right? To some very dark places. Now, to Black men, that just might seem as harmless ridicule. Oh, talking about weave and talking about this and talking about that. But God forbid a cancer patient has to wear a wig. God forbid that a woman has a hard time with her own self-image and confidence because Black men will make fun of a woman who has natural hair and then in the same breath go and make fun of a woman who has a wig. Black women are damned if they do, they're damned if they don't with Black men. Incredible. Let's move on in our panel. I'm going to let Loren go ahead. Then we'll let Auntie go. Auntie, I know, doesn't agree. We'll try and make it to the Kevin Samuels Defense Force over here. And then Perception, I'll let you go on after. Loren, welcome back to the panel. CEO of Unique Boutique Candles. Let me let you know something, ladies and gentlemen. Unique Boutique Candles is a sponsor of the channel. Buy a candle on her site. Just do it. And then you'll understand why I told you to do it. I'm not going to try and sell you. If you trust and you listen to the word that I'm telling you now, if you trust and believe that I truly do tell the honest truth, then do it. Change your apartment into an abode. Change your house into a home. Shop at uniqueboutiquecandles.com. Support the best of us because we know that the men won't support the best of us by and large. And to the brothers that will, I commend you and I salute you. You have my utmost respect, and the future lineage of my generations has your respect as well. Loren, the floor is yours.
Hey, Honest. Hey, everybody. I just want to say real quickly, because I know you have more to talk about with Kevin, and I want to hear what you have to say more about that. But just that point you said about uppity, because I watched that video yesterday, and I don't know how if people know how common that is for a Black man to throw you under the bus for no reason, because you're, to try and humiliate you, because they just have such a hatred and disdain. And I want to point out how a lot of the men that find this space come here already angry. They come here angry because they're, something didn't work out, and they're trying to find reasons, and then they're trying to find answers. I really chalked up this whole entire Kevin Samuels high value man, because everybody's high value now. This whole entire thing is a security blanket for Black men to hide behind their failures. They get to say it's the woman's fault. The woman did it. The woman didn't let me lead. She became a single mother, even though I made her a single mother, but it's her fault. So it's like this security blanket for them to hide behind. They don't like to face their failures, and they like to take out their frustrations on the weaker vessel, which is why I think Black men do some of that kind of stuff. They try to embarrass you and humiliate you, and to try to tear you down and pick you all apart and everything like that, because they have to look at like the average at best girl. You know what I mean? That's a representation of someone that succeeded. Right. And for you to look at her, and so how come you can't look at her and still blame slavery for yourself, right? You can't look at yourself and be like, oh, the white man's holding me back. Slavery's holding me back. Everybody's holding. How come she could do it and you couldn't? The comfort blanket doesn't work when they see Black women like that. That's why he was so nasty to her. That's why a lot of Black men are so nasty to Black women.
Absolutely. So well said, Loren. And to your point, the richest, arguably, Black person during the time period of slavery was a Black woman. Wouldn't you know it? What a coincidence, huh? A Black woman. She had amassed a fortune in modern day equivalency of $800 million. I think back then she had like 100 and something odd million, or like 37. I can't remember the number. She had like 30 something odd $1 million. A stupid amount. We're talking 1800s. It was a Black woman. I bet she was masculine. I bet she talked back. I bet you know how much she probably did to help free slaves in the Underground Railroad, to have a Black millionaire. Do you know what kind of power that meant in the 1800s? And I'm sure it was niggas that were sitting on a stoop back then saying, oh man, why are you so masculine, right? Yeah, right. Wrong. You're exactly right, Loren. The reason why Kevin Samuels is so popular is because women in our community have always surpassed, and they have surpassed in a lot of ways, even to this day, most Black men. This is why they get so upset with Black women going to college and out educating us, when we can directly correlate higher education levels to higher economic growth. The numbers in the chart show that the people who are the most educated earn the most money. Is a direct correlation. And what do they do for the people who are the most educated in our community, who seek to rise that $6 dollar circulation? They disparage and admonish them. You can't make this up. You cannot make this up. The Perception, welcome to the stream. Auntie, I'll have you go after. Perception, welcome to the stream. I haven't seen your name before. What did you have to say to the panel?
I just want to say I really appreciate your showing and what you're doing, and basically, shedding a light on what Black man is doing wrong. For me, I'm just basically on the show because I want to, because I'm not from this, North American culture. Caribbean, and our culture is a bit different, but we still have some of those type of trait where, Black men tend to have this certain type of mannerism about themselves, where they feel like they're more superior, and then they themselves, like, well, let me say me, because I'm from there. We ourselves, we don't really take accountability, and we tend to kind of point the finger, right? And it's more like tit for tat to where I see it, because the Black women from my country also do the same thing, because we do it to them. You know what I mean? So it's more like I'm trying to learn more about it, and more like what me as a Black man have to do in order to make this kind of cycle stop.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Perception. That's a great comment. And I want to say this to this perception. Listen, the time in my life when I had $15,000 in the bank, when I had $20,000 in the bank, because I did actually have this at one point, when I had a nice car, when I was on top of the world, when I was handling my responsibilities and my duties as a man, when I could go out to eat anywhere I wanted to and I didn't have to look at the bill and I could order anything at any given time, I had no problem with a woman being submissive, even though I don't even like that word. Who am I to have a woman submit to me? No, I'm just a human being, just as she is. I have rights, and so does she. I'm not God. I'm not her maker. I'm not her ruler. I'm a person that enjoys spending time with her, depending on the level of emotional intelligence that we have.
What are we
towards each other.
talking about?
Oh, Kevin Samuels. That is that is Kevin Samuels' defense force with the bomb coming in right there. That's with the bomb. I'm gonna put you back on mute, Kevin Samuels, but feel free. You're always free. Absolutely hilarious. That's Joe Biden, President Joe Biden speaking there. If you want to know that meme, and so I say this, and this is what I always say to the men. Perception. Kevin Samuels' thing is that he tells men that it's okay to be where you're at. Okay, it's okay for you to make $30,000 or $40,000, and guess what? It's not bad for you to make $30,000 or $40,000. However, what is wrong about that is expecting a woman to give her entire existence over to you because you make $30,000 or $40,000 because you're handling adult responsibilities, because you pay your bills. Black men, I've heard so many times in chat rooms say the only thing you should do is cook, clean, and I've literally heard them say and shut the F up, right? I've even heard black men give responses and remarks to women on live panels that say, you know what, we need to start just go ahead and beating our women again, just like they used to with the whip back in the day. Just get a leather whip. I heard a black man saying that. All right. This was a content creator with thousands of subscribers. I heard him say this. No lie. And so black men seem to think that because they do a normal adult responsibilities that somehow that enslaves or that should earn them indentured servitude from black women. And it's just not like that. Black women at this point are saying, you know what? I'd rather be alone in a lot of instances and circumstances than to have to deal with somebody that's toxic, narcissistic, manipulative like Gotti, and actually physically threatening to my existence. I'd rather be alone than to be with somebody like that. And I can't blame them for that. What I can encourage them to also do is to continue to seek to date out in other races because they might have some more success. That's what I can support. So, but to answer your question directly, what can you do is be the best man you can be, because guess what? In life, winners win. The reason that all these men are part of the Manosphere is because they're losers. How do I know that? 37% conviction rate. Not to say that if you're convicted of a felony, you're a loser. However, the numbers show us that you don't have the ability to be a winner as easily. All right. Numbers show us that the choices that you made at one certain particular point in time probably weren't the smartest. Everybody changes. I get that. All right. However, the numbers indicate that it's going to be a lot harder for you to change in a positive manner. Okay. That's why the Manosphere is so popular. And that's why you'll never see. And Kevin Samuels said this himself, perception. Kevin Samuels said in a live stream and black men got upset at him. They said, oh, Kevin's turning into a simp. What did he say on stream? You ask, I'll tell you. He said, give me a successful, high value earning man. And I'll show you I'll show you a man that has problems, doesn't have problems with women. He said something like that. He said something to the effect of men who make money, men who do well in life, don't have problems with women. When you make money, you got power. You don't have to go around telling a woman to submit to you. You don't have to do any of that. She's gonna be in her natural energy. You're not gonna have a problem with that woman to begin with. I heard somebody's feedback. So that's what you can do. That's your answer. Win in life and stop focusing on the losers who are losing. You win in life, you win everywhere else. It's a direct cosm. I can't even think of the word. It's a direct result of you being a winner. Winners win. And you win everywhere. That's a fact. All right. That's a fact. Auntie, I know you disagree with me. Asia Marie, welcome back to the panel. Welcome back to the panel. We'll have you go after Auntie. Auntie, what did I get wrong? What did I get wrong, as the fraud father says? What did I get wrong?
Well, first of all, how are you doing today?
I'm very well. How are you, Auntie?
I'm doing well. I just want to address some concern. When I came into the stream and I got timed, and I don't know what I did to get timed. I was asking for context because your testimony had a slight inconsistency because you called him a loser. Essentially, is what you said. And then you started going off attacking me. And I'm going to let you know very calmly, very politely, I did not appreciate that. That was not very called for.
I know you don't appreciate
Salute, hold the line. Do not fear, hold the line, soldier.
You're very clear. And I never said I agree.
Yo, he's crazy, huh? No. So, whenever you're ready, Kevin Samuels Defense Force, go ahead. And so check it out, Auntie. All right, Auntie. First of all, you're gonna be okay. I want you to know that. All right, you're gonna be okay. And let me call out this super chat really quickly. I'm doing this Jessica X style. Whenever somebody tries to bring a point of contention, I just start reading endless super chats until the person forgets what they were arguing in the first place. Right? $5 super chat by All Things Not a G says Kevin Samuels downplays black women by saying we are the most enrolled in college. God forbid that the right that our ancestors fought and were hung from trees for, black women try and live out. God forbid that the freedoms that people like Rosa Parks, MLK, Malcolm X fought and some of our ancestors literally died trying to do, i.e., read a book in the fields, our women try and do. God forbid our women are educated. Negroids take it to a new level.
How unfortunate it is.
Absolutely, Kevin Samuels.
Things like PhDs
What type of
matter
bigotry is
to
this?
single high-value men. The reason why Kevin Samuels is successful because he speaks truth to power, and he burns the demons from these unruly single women to make sure they can bend the knee and be truly submissive to high-value men.
There you go. That's speaking from Kevin Samuels Defense Force. I'm guys. I know. Somebody said, "Can you remove him?" I'm pretty sure he's a troll. I don't think he actually supports Kevin Samuels. He just kind of goes around mocking. He might be supportive of Kevin Samuels. Either way, it's a bit of brevity to the situation, right? And yeah, he's not out of control though, and he's not rude with anything. So I understand. I just want you to know. Don't worry. We got it under control. He's not that much of a problem. And yes, I think he's a troll. Either way, this is entertainment to a certain extent. No, I don't believe or agree with anything he just said, obviously, right? But a lot of men do, and that's the really funny part about it. That's insane, right? Auntie, all right, here's the deal. I'm gonna put you on mute really quickly. For you to sit here and be upset that I called this man a loser after he got done physically threatening, after he got done cursing me out, saying he was going to come kill me because he doesn't agree with what I say. All right. This is what he said first. I only called him a loser after he threatened my life, after he threatened to physically, domestically abuse a black woman by slapping her the F over her head. For you to sit here and only have a point of contention with me calling him a loser is beyond me. All right. That's a bit ludicrous in my in my line of thinking. That's a bit off, right? But that just goes to show me how diligent and how irreverent to your commitment that you are for the manosphere. A man can physically threaten other people's lives, and you're upset at me for calling him a loser, a 5th grade word insult. That's what you're here to be upset by. That's a bit.
Sir,
weak
I never
in my
said I
opinion.
was upset. I never said I was upset.
That's your point
I
of
was
contention.
asking. No, I'm not. What? I never said that I was upset. I was asking, why did you call him a loser? Because you
I
said
called him a
essentially
loser
as
because only losers
no,
threaten other people's
sir.
lives. Listen, you're not going to call
I
me
understand.
sir first of all right? You're not going
What
to
do you
try
mean I'm
me
not gonna call you sir? You're a young
in an
man. I gotta
insulting way,
call
all
you
right?
sir. That's out of
You're not
respect for you.
going to insult me, all
I
right? Now,
respect your
you know what?
platform by calling you a sir,
apologize.
and you're getting upset.
Sir might be a little bit respectful, but you're not going to interrupt me. That's not respectful. So I'll take the sir. You're right. I'll take the sir.
Okay, I apologize for that then. But you've been interrupting me for a minute now.
Yeah, I know, but
You're not letting me get my whole. You're not letting me get my whole point across, and let it be cohesive.
So what's your point really quickly? I want you to go really quickly though.
I was asking for context behind the clip because you
I
started
just
from
told
a
you the
place that was
context was
confusing.
because he threatened my life and because he
Okay, I
threatened
heard
to
that,
physically assault another. So that's my context, all right?
Okay.
You're now gone, and you can come back if you decide to, or you can not. I don't really care. All right, that's my context. That's my answer to your question. Any other questions? You can type them in the chat if you don't get timed out. The $30 super chat from Tivana Perry. She says, "I appreciate your correcting the men who choose to use the words of Kevin Samuels as a green light to be disrespectful and ignorant towards women." $30 bomb super chat from Tivana Perry. Let me make sure I call out the super chats that might have been, or the cash apps that might have been donated. Huge thank you to all the contributors to this channel. I have really good content getting ready to come up, guys. Really good live stream content, and it's about to get real on this channel. You know, y'all are really making this happen, and I can't thank you enough. God forbid that I try and correct another man for disparaging acts. Auntie would come on my panel and claim that I am the problem.
May I interject?
really quickly, Kevin Samuels Defense Fund. God, in 1 second, I'll let you interject in 1 second. I know how you feel. I want to keep this going, and we'll come back to you in about 3 rounds. Kevin Samuels Defense Fund. All right, it's good to have you here. I want to go back to Toya. Have you said anything yet, Toya? Also, if you want to join the panel, feel free to come up and join the panel. If you are just completely hard of hearing and you don't agree with what I say after I say it a few times, then you'll be taken down the panel.
I can't. I'm listening to you from my iPad right now, and I'm on my phone. But I do want to say something, and I want the ladies to I'm sorry, forgive me on this one. But do you know that fathers actually teach their daughters hypergamy?
Absolutely, as they should. And here's my thing on hypergamy, and I've spoken about this a couple streams ago. Hypergamy has a place in society, right? This is thousands of years of evolution, and I'll make this quick because I know people are tired of hearing the same old points. When the barbaric tribes came to attack you and your family and beat your girlfriend over the head and steal your children and rape your family and steal all your resources, it was the strongest men that would protect you. So we as a society have gotten to where we are because of strong men, because of winners, because of leaders who defended women, who were the strongest, the smartest, and the most resourceful. And so all of a sudden, when men or a certain group of men start having a problem gathering resources and proving their strength in socio-capitalistic America, now hypergamy is a problem. Well, the product of them even being there in the first place, which is strong slaves who survived the 2-month, 3-month trip, who survived working in the fields, who survived this and this and that, they're an actual product of hypergamization, if that's even a word, to begin with, because the weak people, or the unfortunate people, I can't say weak, the unfortunate people in this case didn't go on to bear children and bear families. Only the truly emotional, strong people can. And so for them to even be against hypergamy goes against their own existence as Black people in America. But they wouldn't understand that. I'm glad you brought up that point, Toya. Hypergamy is needed, and I could tell you what, I have no problem telling my daughter that if he's not winning in life, don't be with him, because it's not going to be a winning situation for you, as they all should. That's what every father should do for his daughter. That's what every parent should do for their kids. Don't get with losers. But here's what they'll say. Right? Here's the double entendre of the Black Manosphere. Here's the double entendre of Kevin Samuels. If a Black woman gets with the loser and actually gives him the chance and the time of day and tries to build with him, and he fails at building anything whatsoever, he'll say, well, why did you get with the loser? Why did you have a baby with a loser? You should have chose better. If she decides to wait and stay out of relationships and stay stay not getting into sensual relations and this and that, he'll say, well, why aren't you on the market? Why aren't you dating more? Why are you withholding yourself from all these men that want you, who are essentially losers? Ping. Makes no sense. You're damned if you do if you're a white Black woman. You're damned if you don't. Survival of the fittest is the name.
I definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah, definitely, Toya. Absolutely. I appreciate that point and that sentiment. I want to bring the perception on perception. You need to connect your devices. I need a drink of water. You need to connect your devices. It's not bringing up your devices on stream. Okay, there you go. Perception. What did you have to add to this situation? Have you gone over to Perception?
I'm back on a situation.
Oh, where, okay. Perception. I'll wait a second. I didn't know it was you again. I thought it was somebody else. Let me bring it back around really quickly. I'm going to read a couple of comments and then we'll bring it back around on the panels. Kevin Samuels, Defense Force. I'll let you go ahead and go really quickly. I see that your eyes have changed to green. You are enraged right now. You are passionate. What did you have to say, Kevin Samuels, Defense Force?
Absolutely. How unfortunate it is to control the narrative so much on your own platform. Timing people out in the chat room when I thought you were free for discourse. Kevin Samuels is great. Kevin Samuels is needed. Kevin Samuels' work is great work. The problem is most people don't understand when they encounter a high-value man, so they get upset and raise their hands up and cry, oh, he's so mean. Kevin Samuels doing the work of God, and the work is great. Salute to the Godfather himself, Kevin Samuels.
All right, that is Kevin Samuels, Defense Force. I can't tell if he's serious or not, but and to his point, this is what I want to say, and I'm glad Exposed the Manosphere said this. The problem is that the black community
Why?
has
Oh my
very
God.
few. I know, right? The black community has very few
Oh my God,
truly
why?
high value men, right? The black community has very few truly high value men. There's not enough high value men to go around. So all these men that listen to his platform, right, are wallowing in their loserness. I know, Toya. I'm gonna put you on mute, Toya. Trust me, I had the same reaction. I was rolling last night in this chat room. I got 3 hours of sleep. I was dead tired at work. I was rolling in this chat room because of Kevin Samuel's defense force. This dude is hilarious, absolutely hilarious. I can't tell if he's serious or not, but it's hilarious. And so I kind of let him stay. Yoga says this is crazy. LOL. Obviously, I don't believe with anything he's saying, but he gives me talking points and gives me, pretty much points to go against and bring more points of contention with our belief systems. Right? There are no high value men in the black community by and large, and the ones that are high value, they don't have any problem. They're not a part of the manosphere. Right? The reason why Kevin Samuels has grown to the point to where he is, it's no coincidence that a black man has gotten to the point of where he is as far as disparaging women. Do you know why a black man has? Because most black men in the black community have no resources, therefore have no women, right? There's a reason why there's no white man in Kevin Samuels' position. You know why? Because white men control most of the resources. All right? That's why. The message of Kevin Samuels essentially is telling women that they need to settle for a man with less resources. That's the message of his channel. That's why a black man has gotten to 1 million subscribers as far as hatred against women, and a white man never will. He never will. Maybe the Joker. I'd see Joker has a pretty good amount, right? But Kevin Samuels has passed Joker, if some of y'all know who he is, right? That's why a black man has done it. I'm telling you, it's okay. It's okay to fail. They need to just settle for you. It's okay to fail. Let's move on really quickly here. I see the red eyes. Mirt, I'll let you have the panel. Did you want to say something to the panel, Mirt? You want to say something to the panel?
Yeah, you were talking about for a minute there. You were talking about how I can't remember exactly, but it made me think of how they want you to feel bad for being a single mother. I'm a single mother myself. They want you to feel bad for being single. I'm single. I don't feel bad at all. I don't feel bad for being a single mother. That doesn't mean I'm glad I'm a single mother, but I don't feel bad about it at all. My daughter's 2. She can read. Like, I'm sure that I devote a lot of time into it. So the fact that it was when you were talking to Lauren, you were talking to her about how they try to humiliate and how they just use these tactics to like humiliate women and these titles and things like that to hold over your head and make you feel bad. I just don't feel bad when they try to make those shots at me, because I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and I'm making enough money where I don't have to depend on a man right now. Would I like to have a man? Of course, but I'm not crying over no man. Like, so I just never will feel bad when they're coming at me. But yeah, also Kevin Samuels defense force or whatever, he is a funny dude. And I'm glad I found your channel. Yeah, I'm glad I found your channel after that panel that we have on GMT. Like, this is like, I knew you were on something that night, but like just listening to you over the course of this, I'm just like, wow, I'm like blown away.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for that compliment. It really means the world. And it was great to be on that panel with you as well. Tay, you said her volume was a lot louder than mine. Sorry, y'all. I thought I had my volume correct here. I might need to go ahead and go in and readjust it. Or I might just need to go ahead and buy a new mic entirely. So my apologies if the volume is a little lower, if the volume seems sporadic or whatnot. My apologies. I'll try and work that out better in the next live stream. I just hope that the quality is at least good enough for you to make it through this stream. So but thank you for the heads up. I'll look into that, Ashley.
You must have high value audio if you want to talk about high value men.
Oh, sure. That is very true, Kevin Samuels' defense force. That is a great point. Let's see. Taylor Beauty says she's not that much louder. Okay, thank you, Taylor. I appreciate it. I hope it wasn't too bad. I hope it wasn't too bad. Also, I got a comment that said if I ignored somebody's super chat or ignoring verbal, I didn't see your super chat, verbal. I tried to scroll up when you said that to find it, and I could not find it. And so I am verbal. I didn't see your super chat. If you just chat or comment again what your super chat was, I'll read it out loud. I didn't see it. I'm so sorry. I truly didn't. I wasn't trying to ignore you, verbal. My apologies. I wasn't trying to ignore you. I'm sorry, Verbal. I just didn't see it. So, Pinky says she can hear perfectly. Okay, good, good, good. I didn't want to turn it too loud because I don't want to clip. But having said that, I'm about perfection, so I'm just going to go ahead and buy a new microphone. I made enough in donations that I can buy a microphone. So I'm going to order a microphone and get that here immediately. Might just get a new audio interface so I can make sure that the quality gets better. Somebody else said the volume is fine. I'm a stickler about that. That'll kind of bother me if the volume's not fine. So
yeah, the
thank you all.
volume's fine. I have a different monitor and everything, so.
Okay.
But yeah,
Cool.
you, man.
Okay, thank you, bro.
No problem.
About to say, oh no, that's not what I want, man. Okay, good deal. Let me read this $10 super chat from Jamar Radio Davis. Jamar Radio. Do you have the same energy for Iana Vanant? I think it's Van Zant, I think her name is, or sister Shaza Ali? You butchered those names, bro, horribly. Ayana, I think it's Ayanla Van Zant, and then sister Shahzar Ali, I think her name is. I can't even read this. And what about the obesity of Black women? Oh boy, here we go with the obesity, as well as being corporate towards Black men. Keep on simping. This is what I mean when I say I can't understand the arguments most of the time that of the men that are against me. Loren, what did you put together?
I just wanted to say about this because of course we've all seen the obesity thing many, many, many times. But I ask people all the time, when you go outside your door, do you really see a fat epidemic of Black women all over the place? Or do you see women of all shapes and sizes? I don't see fat women all over the place.
Go ahead, Lauren.
Okay, so I want to share this little thing. According to my doctor, right, I am in the obese category because for my height, I weigh 50 pounds heavier than someone else who's 5'7". Right. But because we are, we live in this world where we kind of have to yield to white standards. A white woman and a Black woman, if they're both 5'7", and the white woman is 125 and the Black woman is 175, they're going to say you're 50 pounds overweight because for a woman your height, you weigh more than she does. They don't yield to our standards. They don't yield to our body types. We have to yield to theirs because this country is kind of built for them. And their standard is the one that we all have to follow and assimilate to. So I would be someone that contributes to that statistical data that's incorrect. It's not accurate because according to someone's scale or someone's chart, they're putting me in comparison to a woman that's not my body type.
And Loren, go ahead. I'm sorry, Loren.
I was gonna say, what obese woman do you know has a 27-inch waist or a 29-inch waist?
Right. And to your point, Loren, this is what I want to show. And I want to show this here. This technically would be obese by Kevin Samuel standards. This woman is like around 160 pounds. What Black man in the Manosphere do you know that would look at this woman and say, "Oh, you know what? You're obese." This is literally obese by like 30 pounds, technically, right? There's not a single Black man or a dude in the Manosphere on Earth that would have no problem going completely raw, disregarding any amount of his health in a New York second to have 1 minute with a woman like this. That's a fact.
She's average at best, and she looks like she's going to die alone.
But hey,
exactly, right? So this, yeah, I'll let you go 1 second, Jay Mike. This is laughable. This is ridiculous. By their standards, all their Instagram models that they're paying millions of dollars to on OnlyFans, they're all overweight. All overweight. White, Black, all of them. They're all overweight. All of them. And I think that even lends itself over to the pedosphere argument that we talk about. They want these little, small, petite little bodies. I'm stretching it a bit. I know. But even then, listen, if you want to be, 115, 110, whatever it might be, that's good. You can have that right. But for you to delegate what the international beauty standards should be based off of a weight classification from like the 1890s, that's absurd. That's absurd, especially when the new wave and trend is being thick. That's absurd. But Kevin Samuels is a 50-year-old, lonely, 2-time divorced man. I would expect nothing more or nothing less other than absurdity. Asia Marie says, I love your channel.
Come
I have
on,
no
son.
problem. I know. I have no problem. And Kevin Samuels, I'll have to ask you to relax a little bit. Relax a little bit. She said, I have no problem taking accountability, losing weight, wearing my natural hair while dating out my race. Instagram, being nice to black women is, I guess being nice to black women is pandering, but thanks for being nice to us. Yeah, I mean, God forbid you're actually nice to people, right? God forbid you're nice to people. Lord have mercy. I'm the problem.
You're damned if you do, damn if you don't.
You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, Siamese cat. You're absolutely right. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Auntie is black. I'm sorry. Auntie is back, not black. I think you are black, obviously, but he is back. I'll let you go in a second, Auntie. I just want to kind of go back through the panel, and we'll get back to you. Nav, you haven't said anything in a while. Nav, you haven't said anything in a while. Where are you right now? I forget if you're on my side or against me. I forgot.
I'm with you. I had a question not too long ago, and I had to write it down so I don't forget about it.
Okay.
You mind if I say it?
Yeah, go ahead, say
it. Do you think it's only like Kevin Samuels followers who are creating this like alpha male form, or where's that coming from?
So it's so the alpha male thing, it's not necessarily the alpha male that Kevin Samuels fights hard for. It's more of the women need to stop being so progressive and settle for the failure that is known as the black male. That's what Kevin Samuels stands for. Now, the other red pill content creators stand for, this alpha male, this other type of BS. That's what they stand for. Kevin Samuels stands for settling, right? They stand for this alpha thing. And so, yeah, the alpha thing is all the new wave, and you have to be hyper masculine to be alpha. They'll call me feminine. They call me bitch made. They call me all this other stuff because I don't sit on panels. It curse them out and this and that, and my voice doesn't sound like theirs or whatever. And so I don't have this outwardly alpha perspective or appearance, right? And so the alpha thing is kind of like a pickup artist, kind of really trendy red pill topic-y thing that's made a lot of guys a lot of money. Oh, you got to be alpha. You have to hold frame. You have to get her to submit to you. So it's just a trendy thing right now, right? But none of these men in the black community know what an alpha is because none of them had fathers to even teach them masculinity to begin with. This is why you just see and hear about the term toxic masculinity, because instead they've gone and demonized, they've gone and paganized, that they've gone and completely misconstrued a concept that they have no idea even stands for what it stands for to begin with, and then somehow have turned that to what it is now, which is that you're not masculine unless you're willing to go kill somebody because they disagree with you. You're not masculine unless you threaten to slap a woman because she's talking over you, or because she's talking to you, or because she's disagreeing with you. You're not masculine if you don't yada 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 or yada yada yada. In order to be masculine in their minds, that means that you have to be essentially a narcissistic, psychopathic sociopath. Masculinity as, right? But you have to keep in mind the same men that are making up these terms of masculinity didn't have fathers in their lives whatsoever, right? So you have to take that with a large grain of acidic salt, right? So that's my best answer to that question. So that's where Kevin stands, and that's where the red pill stands as well.
Thanks.
Yeah, not a problem. Let's move on here. Let's move on. Who hasn't spoken in a while? Uppity Unicorn says we stayed loyal. She says we stayed loyal. Yeah, through 500 years of slavery, black women were loyal. Being hung from trees with us, they were loyal. So much to the tune into the fact now that where black women at this point have said, you know what, we don't even want that much from you, black men. We just want you to have a decent job, be able to have your own house or your own car, your own apartment. Hell, you don't even have to have a house. Just have your own place and not be a completely toxic asshole, and we'll have no problem settling with you. They don't ask for that much, and it's sad that they have to ask for that little. It truly is sad, but that's the point that they're at now, right? They've been given crumbs, and then they're expected and told that they got to make a freaking upside down pineapple flan cake with truffles on top, and they've been given sawdust. It's not fair, but I'll be a pander for saying that it's not fair to them. But at the same token, they want to claim that it's not fair when I'm talking about them. A bunch of whiny ass babies. Yoga with the $5 super chat. Yoga Safari says, I can't stay for the rest of the live, but I'm looking forward to your future content. New here. I can't read the rest of it because something's blocking it. I think she says, have a good night at the Honest Truth. Oh yeah, great. Have a great night. Hey, thank you so much, Yogo. I appreciate you being here, and I'm glad you enjoyed, and we'll see you again in the near future. Thank you so much. A lot of new visitors on the channel. We're having a lot of new visitors. We're growing, and I am enjoying it. I am enjoying it. So I said,
Honest truth, I'm thinking about getting off, but is it okay if I plug my channel? I've
yeah,
got
go
one.
ahead, plug it away.
My channel is Logical BW. I'm actually commenting. I'm the one who just became a member, but I have some videos. I have a video teaching about fallacies for Black women, things that are happening in the Manosphere. I'm working on an ethics video right now. So if you guys could check my channel out and just take a look, that would be great. Thank you so much for letting me come on and give my opinion.
What's the name of your channel, pray tell?
It's called Logical BW. I'll
Okay.
post it in the comments. But thank you so much for letting me come up and share my piece. You have a good one. Bye,
Excellent.
guys.
I just found it. I'll put it in the comment box in the live chat. And so
Thank you. Thank you so
make sure, and
much.
I'll be checking you out. Not a problem. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you soon. All right.
All right. Bye.
All right, Mert. Bye bye. That was Mert. I said this wasn't going to be that long of a live stream, so I'll put the panel link up there again. If you would like to join the panel, this will be your final call, last chance. Final call and last chance. I'll go on to my final points.
If I may, can I
say something? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I have a question, right? Because lately I've been just basically studying perception. As you can see, my name is Perception. So when it
you've been
comes
studying what?
Like the terms of how people perceive things.
Okay. Okay. Really quickly. Make it quick.
Yeah. So when it comes to like accountability, right? If someone does something or someone tells you to do something, is it my responsibility if I do it, or is it that person who told me to do it? Responsibility.
If someone does something, and if somebody tells you to do something.
Yeah. Let me give an example. If I tell my brother, like, okay, maybe run the red light, right?
Right.
Who's responsible, me or him?
If you tell your brother to run the red light and he runs the red light, I assume you mean, right? Well, he would be responsible.
Oh, okay. So we have so in this situation, right? When it comes to like guys that follow Kevin Samuels, right? We have the whole everyone accountable, everyone who participate, right? We can't just blame him solely, right?
Somewhat. It's a false equivalency, and I'll tell you why. The reason is because men have claimed that they're the leaders of the community, right? Do you agree with that?
Yes.
So by men claiming that they're the leader, they bear the brunt of the responsibility. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So essentially, the failures of the community are going to be held more harshly against the leaders. Does that make sense?
Yes, but
that's
should
why
it be like that?
That's why I go against the men harder than I do against the women. Okay, so I hope that answers your question a bit. Perception, I'm gonna take you down. We have people that are trying to join, but thank you for your statement, and I appreciate your time. And I'm gonna take a couple other people down as well because I'm trying to clear up space. People are trying to join. Click the link. I'm clearing up space. I'm gonna take a couple other people down. Who else am I gonna take down? Siamese Cat, I'm going to take you down really quickly. I know you're kind of quiet, so you don't say as much. Thanks for joining, and make sure you come back to the next one. I appreciate you, Siamese Cat. Who else am I going to take down really quickly here? If you want to join, once again, I'll post the link. Click that link. This is your last chance. We're going to be getting to the final statements and wrapping up soon. I am Verbal. The Verbal Assassin just joined. Verbal, what did you have to add to this panel? And forgive me for ignoring your super chat. I didn't see it.
Oh, don't worry about it. It was just a little old funky $2, so I could tell you what I wanted to tell you.
Oh no, I need that. I need all that. So.
I know what you mean. Listen, when I get my little $2 cash apps, I am very excited. I do not mind.
Man.
Run me all the change. You hear me?
Absolutely.
So I just wanted to come up and just give you a little encouragement. You know, I think that Black women don't get a lot of credit. We don't get much credit for knowing who's actually pandering and who is not pandering. We have all seen pandering. We know what that is. We know what that looks like. I want to give you encouragement because to me, you're just doing what your moniker is, the honest truth. And I don't see you veering too far off to the left or the right. You're just calling it how you see it. And yes, it is refreshing, but these Black men are bullies. They bully men, they bully women mostly, and they bully men who have a logical viewpoint and who are more balanced. They do not like balance in the manosphere. That is a no-no. So they're going to come over here and they're going to try to call you names and call you a simp. And I don't know what calling you a simp is supposed to do for you. I don't know if you're supposed to cry in the car. I don't know if you're supposed to be in a fetal position when you turn your live off. I don't know what that 4-letter word is actually supposed to do. But the truth of the matter is, and Uppity and most of the women can attest to that, is if you really want to get down to brass tacks, women love simps. Those are the men that we actually fall in love with. Those are the men that we want to actually give babies to. So all of this, simp and you're a simp just because you are being balanced, or you're saying, hey, this is the truth of what Black women have contributed to us as Black men and society. It just shows them for who they are. So just know that, and I know that you do know, but they come in this chat and there are 1,500 channels they could go to hear what they actually want to hear. But isn't it interesting that they come here to hear something they don't want to hear and try to change your narrative? I don't go to the Manosphere. I don't go over there and listen to that because I don't agree with it. It irritates me and it's ridiculous. So I'm not going to go over there and listen to that kind of stuff, right? Why are you doing that? Like, stop. Like, I can't tell whether the Kevin's defense force is a
I'm
troll.
gonna take you down, Kevin Samuels. It was good to have you, Kevin Samuels. Defense force.
Or if he's honest. I don't know. But
yeah, I don't know either.
Anyway, I'm gonna finish my debate because I am verbal and I could actually go on for like another 20 minutes. So I won't do that.
No, you're fine.
I just want to give
you have no rush. Go ahead.
I just want to give you encouragement because I've seen them do this to man after man after man after man who has a valid viewpoint. They're just going to try to bully you. But if you believe in what you're doing, then just stand firm on it. And like, you're monetized. And that was my super chat. Like, way to go. Good for you. I'm proud to see your success and I will continue to support you. And so that's what I wanted to say. Just keep pushing forward.
Thank you so much, Verbal. Means a lot, and I appreciate that. I truly do. And I was trying to make the live stream you had the other night, and I didn't end up getting to see it, but I'll be watching it soon. I saw the title, and I thought that the title was pretty funny. So
yeah, that was a response to a panel that me and some other ladies were on in regards to a previous panel and we were talking to Jessica X. So it was a whole scene, man. It was a scene. It was a scene.
I bet. I know you are passionate, and I love to hear it.
I am. I was like, oh, he doesn't want me to. Over here, I have to be on my best behavior. You know what I'm saying? Because you run a civilized panel, okay? And I can get all the way into it. But I'm going to be on my best behavior over here, okay?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I Am Verbal is the name of her YouTube channel. I Am Verbal. You can check it out for yourself.
It's the Verbal Assassin.
Oh, it's the Verbal Assassin now? I thought it was I Am Verbal.
Well, it was that was my original name, and then I changed it to I Am Verbal because people were like acting scared about the assassin part. And then they said it was too long. And then I said, you know what? But I like the Verbal Assassin, and it really fits me because I assassinate verbally on a daily basis. But I'm gonna drop down. Congratulations, and yes, Lisa Ray, I'm very corny and everyone loves it. Come to my channel and you'll see how corny I actually am. You'll stay and sit a while, okay? I'm gonna drop down for other people. Y'all have a blessed night.
Absolutely. And your links are in the chat. If you want to subscribe to the Verbal Assassin, make sure that you click the link in the chat. Really good content creator, and she is passionate. A lot of different vibes. We get vibes from Uppity Unicorn. You got vibes from I Am Verbal, aka the Verbal Assassin, and a lot of our content creators just have different spaces for different moods. That's what I really like about it. If I'm feeling one way, I check them out, but they all have great content. I love it. I absolutely love it. Mocha Mami, one of the most well-informed, well-spoken, and favorite all-time guests on the channel. Also a really great contributor to the channel. The floor is yours, Mocha Mami. Always love to have you here.
Hi there. How are you tonight?
Oh, very good, Mocha Mami. Very well, I guess is the proper way to say it. How are you?
I just wanted to say, the title is really kind of what got me with the divorced marriage counselor, because for just people who have been married a long time, just know that this is not the kind of advice that makes for successful marriages. I mean, I think about we're going on 19 years now, and it's like that's definitely not how it works. You know, it really is about being a team and working together and valuing each other's contribution. And I think maybe that might explain kind of the failures, because there really does need to be a level of mutual respect. And I think my spouse has a really interesting thing, because he's only seen like part of Kevin Samuels' channel, and he said it seems like it's a midlife crisis. And it makes a lot of sense, because if you think about it, like, unfortunately, we're just at a point in our society where Black male life expectancy is so low that we wouldn't recognize what a midlife crisis looks like, because so few elder Black men are kind of around. So maybe this is what we're witnessing. We're witnessing this guy's midlife crisis, and then we're super chatting it.
Absolutely.
So I think that might be a really good point.
Absolutely. No, it's so true. I think that's a great point, and it's so well said. Yeah, my own parents have been married for 31 years, because I'm 30. 31 years. I've never seen them conduct themselves in the way that Kevin Samuels tells couples or men that they need to conduct themselves. That's not how it works. I'm really glad that you said that, and you have the proof to back it up as well. You're going on I think what they call the 20-year, the silver anniversary, I think it is. Maybe it's the gold. I can't remember. The 20 years is a big mark though, right? And so you know what you're saying, and you know what you're talking about. Meanwhile, this man is divorced. The cognitive dissonance is always digging to new levels of disparity and ignorance. Like we always say, we can't make this up. The rabbit hole gets deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, right? They like to compare him to Steve Harvey, but Steve Harvey is married right now. Steve Harvey has kids and he's got a family. He's got sons. Kevin Samuels is lonely, who pays women for their time. Nothing wrong with the women that decide to take advantage of men like Kevin Samuels, because they realize that men like himself, whether they have money or not, will never truly be happy, because they're just miserable people. So they capitalize off of that, right? I have no problem with that. But the men like Kevin Samuels, who will die alone, meanwhile trying to give advice to other people on how not to die alone, is top 10, top 2, top 5, as Drake used to always say, stupidest, top 5 stupidest cognitive dissonance controversies on YouTube right now. It's ridiculous. It's incredible. It makes absolutely no sense, but it makes perfect sense at the same time. A failure is congregating a large mass of failures together on a channel. Birds of a feather flock together. Makes sense. The most failing community has come together to support one of the biggest failures. It makes perfect illogical sense. So I'm glad you said that, Mocha Mommy. Thank you for the great comment. LF says Kevin Samuels is a lick. Auntie, you're back on the stream. I see you've come back, Auntie. What did you have to come back to? I see you waited for a while, so the floor is yours.
Well, first, I went into the yeah. You mentioned how you believe I'm Black earlier. Yes, I am Black, and I just wanted to say that nigger, faggot, fucking bitches, you hoes can't even handle the truth, faggot, that nigger, fucking nigger, faggot, nigger, faggot, no daughters, I say for you, nigger.
All right. I love to hear rhetoric like that, because it proves once again the following of the Manosphere. I could stop this stream. I could stop streaming forever, and there's already enough content to let you know what type of men follow in the Manosphere, right? But of course, I'm the one. I'm the one holding the Black community back.
Yo, hey, man,
really, dude? Really, dude?
It sounds like he has a dog.
Oh, well, there you go. Right. Yeah. They disparage him for having a dog, as if that's not stupid enough by itself. Everybody loves dogs, but that's the type of man in the Manosphere. That's the type of child in the Manosphere, right? They prove it themselves. I wouldn't even have to say anything. This is the type of dude that you want a girl to be submissive to.
He sounds like the dude from Family Guy, like, hello, how y'all doing? Like,
right. Yeah, literally. Just absolute ignorance. Absolute ignorance. It's really sad. Loren, did you have something to say to his parting words?
I'm sorry, I'm still laughing.
Yeah, I'm so used to it. I get those in my comment in my email box all the time. I've gotten some insane messages in my email from these guys. I'm like, y'all
it's just bringing you more publicity, honestly.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, all publicity is good publicity, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and go with our final sentiments, our final statements. I think we're on a high note that we can leave this chat on. We've covered a lot of ground, and it's been entertaining to say the least. I wanted this to be a little bit more entertaining. I knew the type of people and the clientele that Kevin Samuels would send over our way. Whether he actually sent them or not, there are men that look for his every waking second on YouTube and are determined to even be a part of the conversations that go against their almighty leader. Men such as the men that you just heard with his final statements. Up in the Unicorn with the $4.99, $5 super chat says, so good to see Mocha Mommy, Loren, and I Am Verbal, aka the Verbal Assassin, up there with you, Jonathan. Thank you so much, Mocha. I'm sorry, up in the Unicorn. And thank you so much, Mocha Mommy, Loren, and I Am Verbal. Thank you so much. We're going to go with our final statements. Network 44, your final statements in 20 seconds or less.
All right, I'm going to say Kevin Samuels is here to stay. Y'all better learn how to deal with it. He's going to be here for a long time. Black women better get on their best behavior because the game is up. And that's all I got to say. Have a good day.
Yes, I agree with him. Kevin Samuels is here to stay only for a while. The day is coming when he will be taken off of YouTube. Trust me. Trust me when saying that. All right, just trust me. And until that time, he will be here to stay because black men, by and large, will continue to be the average failures who are the least desired, the least earning, and the least progressed race in socio-capitalistic America. So, yeah, Kevin Samuels will be here until the day that he is forcibly removed from the platform, at which point his entire community will then collapse and will cease to exist. Make no mistake about it. It's only a matter of time. I'm telling you, especially when you have a woman running YouTube, you're treading on very thin ice. He knows that, as do a lot of the MGTOW people. It's only a matter of time. Having said that, we're moving on with Loren. Your final, actually, you know what? Loren will save you for last. We save the best for last. Jedi Mike will save you for last. Nav, your final statements. Your final statements, Nav.
I don't have too much to say other than I love the channel and I'm gonna keep watching and hopefully I can join the panel next time and say some more. But until then, love y'all. I'm out.
It's good to have you on the panel, boss man. Really good to have you here. It's been an honor. The infamous Nav. That was his first time on the panel. It was a really good time having him here. I enjoyed that. Really good time. Loren. Jedi Mike. Loren. Well, we'll go with ladies first. Loren, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to say something about something that you said that Kevin used to say about what was it? It was like show me a man that's high value and women don't have, he doesn't have problems with women or whatever like that. Right. It's like actually he only recently changed his tune and started saying that because he was called out by other YouTubers, by other men on YouTube that was telling him that, the stuff he was saying was not true. There was this one channel in particular, I think his name was Mike or something like that. I forget the YouTuber's name, but I know for a fact he called him out and they went back and forth for a little while. So Kevin is, I don't know how come people don't recognize a con man when they see one. A con man is somebody you can't take nothing they say at face value. You can't take no checks that they write to the bank. They have contradicting statements all over the place. They don't stand by nothing that they say. They don't practice what they preach. They don't live the life that they tell you to live. And as soon as they are like encountered with someone with that gives them logic and common sense, they'll change their message to make themselves more and more appealable and more palatable. So he changes his stuff all over the place all the time. So he's not a consistent dude. He's a con man and he's a snake in a suit and he's like a horrible person. And I have, I told you this already, Jonathan, I have no problem using Kevin's name and dragging it through the mud as often as we need to, because he didn't get hot until he started dragging Black women's image through the mud. So if we got to use his name every single stream, I'm fine with that, because he's a con man and he's a snake in the suit. He is not consistent. He changes his messaging all the time. He's always flip-flopping. That's not a high value man, because you have no code. What do you live by? What do you stand by? If you can change your mind just like that, when somebody talks to you and just like that, everything you said doesn't matter anymore. Do you have anything that you actually rely on? to live by at all? Like, you have no code. High value men, masculine men have codes that they live by. I know a comment when I see one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Loren, so well said. I appreciate that comment, and I appreciate your time and being here. Always good to have the CEO of UniqueBoutiqueCandles.com. Make sure that you support the very best and the brightest of us. I need not say anything past that comment, Loren. Oh, so very well eloquated. It's good to see you, Loren. We'll take you down, and we're going to see you in a couple of days, all right? They're the wonderful Loren, ladies and gentlemen. Love having Loren on every time. I love me some Loren. Jedi Mike.
Hey, man.
Jedi Mike, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good, brother. Dude, I just want to say, one, I got your message and everything. I just want to say thank you for everything. Just helping me out on the private. I'll just speak on behalf of him. You guys might think that he might be just a clout chaser or anything like that. Like, dude, when the camera's not on, he's still who he is. He's a man based off integrity, and that's what's lacking in terms of in the black community as men. It's like, listen, real alpha males, we don't make excuses. Betas complain, alphas lead. And you want to talk about alpha male and beta male, all this stuff, that's basically creating excuses. And I'm tired of this terms of the atmosphere thinking that it's okay for us to complain. Complaining is not going to do anything. It's just basically digging a deeper hole for you to fall in. And if you want to break this generational curse we have in the black community, then I'm just saying stop creating excuses, lead, and then you live on and prosper. That's how it is. And then everything will follow. The children will follow, and then it basically repeats itself. But it won't start until we actually, as men, the black men specifically, we reclaim our image as being the leaders of our community and actually having a base of integrity. Because without it, like other people, other content creators who just go on talking about, women against hypergamy or feminism, this and all that, it just basically a bunch of excuses. If anything, it's basically be feminine for a man to actually basically create a bunch of excuses and not looking himself in the mirror. That's just it, period. And on the note for tonight, I just want to say thank you, man, for everything. Thank you all for the chat and for support and donating. This is what happened, and seeing the donations and everything. And this is what the black community needs in terms of us having unity, that we support each other. And on the note, I'll just end off with this. That hold on one sec.
Like the light, man's the setting. Oh, there you go. There you go. Going out with a bang. There you go.
Man, I love you, bro. All right.
Love you, Jedi. All right, brother. The one and only Jedi Mike going out quite appropriately, so I might say myself. We had a lot of new people. We had some people saying this was their first time watching. I appreciate you for watching. I appreciate you for keeping an open head. All of our panel guests, I appreciate your time. Those who've consistently come onto the panel to share their experiences and to show their support, I appreciate your time. For everybody that donated, I can't thank you enough for your hard-earned money. Listen, I understand that right now your donations mean more than ever before, right? We're in still a pandemic and things are very tough for a lot of people. I don't take that lightly, and I want you to know that I don't just go misconstruing your money and blowing it on nefarious things. The money that you do donate will be used to buy better equipment. In the next couple of episodes, you'll see a new mic that I have. I'll show you as proof the new mic that I have, right? I might not be able to buy it actually immediately because it's a little bit kind of expensive. So, but in the next few episodes or so, you should see more equipment, and just know that I'm not using your money for anything other than what it's specifically used for. I want this platform to eventually become big enough to where we can be a authoritative force against the ignorance that is plaguing our community. And with your donations, with your time, with your likes, your shares, and your subscriptions, we are doing that. A new record tonight. We almost made it to 200. I think we got to 190 something. I don't know, right? That's pretty good for a channel my size. I know that there are content creators that have hundreds of thousands of subs and who barely reach 100 viewers per live stream. We're doing very well, and we'll continue to do well. And a lot of that is directly, partly, and largely all kinds of percentages related to y'all. You guys really have pushed this to a new level, and I can't thank you enough. Hang with me, give me time, and give this channel time to grow. There are a lot of people I'm talking to in the background who are reaching out to me, and we're getting ready to make major moves in the next couple of months. When I say major, I mean major moves. The figurative and metaphorical war on the Manosphere has only just begun, and there is a brighter day. There's light at the end of the tunnel. I'm telling you now. hang in there, appreciate your loved ones, appreciate those that appreciate you as you go on through the rest of your days and the rest of the week. Work hard, be smart, enjoy life. We only live one time. Don't get downtrodden by all the negative energy that you see online all the time. If you have to, shut the computer off. Just know that there are people out there that are actively fighting against the evilness, the hypocrisy, the bigotry, the ignorance that you might see and meet sometimes in your day-to-day lifestyles. We're going to change it. Mark my words, before the end of my life, before there's no more blood in my veins, before the oxygen fails to oxygenate and pump through my body and my heart, I will do everything I can. And there are other brothers and people on this channel who will do everything they can to ensure that the next generation doesn't have to live in the hatred and the bigotry that a lot of men in the Black community are trying to instill in the community. Mark my words. This has been a Truth Seeker Live production. Shout out to all the new subscribers once again. Shout out to all the donators. Donation links are in the description box below. Support all the content creators in the description box below after we post this video. I will see you soon. Good night.